All right, so first pick will be in 3, 2, 1. So now that the draft is live, and I know Say My Name is not listening to the channel, Sobek did say that he wanted to pick Meso Civs. He also said he really didn't want Say My Name to pick Koreans. So hilariously, he's going to pick Koreans right from the jump, which I think is probably, defense can sometimes be the best offense here. He's going to take the Civ that Say My Name is probably most scary with. So really intelligent pick by Sobek on the first pick. Say My Name will go with Aztecs, so Sobek's chance to get those Meso Civs might be running out. Both guys play Mayans incredibly well. Each guy had a 10-game sample on Mayans, and each guy had like a 90% win rate with that Civ. So Mayans would probably be something that we'll see chosen up here very quickly. Facing yellow, grab Koreans indeed. I think that's a really, really smart move. And Liam was on top of it. I didn't see it coming, but Aztecs and Incas coming in from yellow and then Mayans for Sobek. So far, I think Sobek has done what he wanted to do with this draft, excuse me. Malians coming in for Super Sobek. And that's a Civ that he plays pretty well, if I remember right, like a 60 or 70% win rate. Obviously a very strong Civ with that free gold mining upgrade, and just the ladies. When the ladies get out on the map, it's really scary. Okay, Magyars, we're seeing pretty much all power Civs here so far. I'm going to be very interested to see when Koreans come out onto the field for Sobek. Indians for Say My Name. Very interesting set of Civs for Say My Name. I thought he would go with Mayans as his first or second pick. He went with Aztecs and Incas, though. Slavs in for Sobek, all power Civs around the map. We're just kind of waiting for those last ones. Both guys play Celts really well, so we could see Celts to be their 9th and 10th pick. What else is left that's really powerful? Neither guy played Spanish that great. Sobek plays Spanish okay, but you could go Spanish if you're Say My Name and you want to be aggressive with towers. Berbers is a very strong pick. I don't remember Sobek's win rate with that Civ, but let's see how we finish this thing off. Last Civ in the draft, the 10th Civ on the map. What is it going to be? Drum roll, please. I like Ethiopians 1v1. I like Celts is okay here, I think. Franks still on the map. Yeah, you're already pretty cavalry heavy. It looks like we will see Malay. All right, wonderful. So let me take a moment here to put these Civs in order for these guys. We'll have a little bit more of an interactive map, I hope. Can't promise anything, but the matches are pretty much set to go. I asked the guys to wait just a few minutes so I could put this little thing together and then say we can pick any Civ. We can pick any Civ of the draft, Say My Name. Not necessarily in order. Okay, so we have the Berbers, the Slavs, the Malians, the Mayans, and what was the last pick here for Mr. Sobek? The Koreans. That was actually his first pick, which is a really wonderful first pick. It will be Incas and Aztecs for Say My Name, and then behind that we will see Magyars, Indians, and Malay. It's a little bit slower to set up a draft like this, but I do think in the long run it can be nice because we can visualize what Civs have been chosen by Xing them out. I'm very old, guys. I'm trying to use technology, but I'm very old. We'll get this thing rocking in just a moment. Just one last synopsis of this thing. So the notable Civs that I thought would be really interesting here would be Mayans. Sobek plays them incredibly well, 83% win rate. He also got Slavs, which he plays really well. And he also stole Koreans, which obviously Say My Name can play the absolute bejesus out of. So that's a pretty good defensive and offensive bit of drafting. We see the Berbers coming in for Sobek. That's a very good Civ. But Incas for Say My Name, which he's very powerful with. So the game is launching, boys, and we will kill this little overlay, and we'll be getting ourselves squared up and ready for the first match of the day. So these guys are going to play a set of 5 games, you know, time permitting, and I think we're going to see a lot of very interesting play. Game number 1 could be particularly interesting because you have to wonder, oh shit, it's Jimmy Mula. Jimmy, what's up, buddy? We're in the middle of an event today, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Don't know how much you can watch because I know you're over at work. I know your boss is lurking around, but we are going to see Sobek versus Say My Name. Thanks again, buddy. Predictions. Oh, you know what? We actually do have time. I'll put up a very, very quick, I hope. Let's see. I'll put up a very, very quick who wins sort of a competition. It's a best of 5. So it will be very simple. It will be Say for Say My Name, or it will be Sobek for Sobek. I hope I can set that up before the first one goes. Let's see. Who wins the series? Sobek will be number 1, and you can bet on him by typing in Sobek. And Say My Name will be number 2, and you can bet on him by typing Say, S-A-Y. Minimum bet will be 1, and you have 5 minutes to bet. So let's get going. It's a really good idea, Uncle Chips. I do appreciate you actually saying that because it reminded me. So the bot here is a little clunky, but if you want to put exclamation point bet and then the name of your player and then a number, you can place a bet. So I just placed a 1 bit or a 1, whatever our currency is here, 1 on Say My Name. You've got 5 minutes to bet. And that's approximately when the first game will launch. The players have already launched in, but they're probably, trying to decide what Civ to take, and then we'll wait for a 2-minute spec delay. Big thanks to Jimmy Mula coming in with a tier 2 sub, and that means that we're going to add $10 to the old subscriber amount. And as we go through the day today, we will constantly update this little chart that I've made as we start to inch up the money toward the winner of the series. They will get 60% of the player fund. The loser will get 40%, and the rest will go to our next event in May, which will be a Top Pro 1v1, either show matches or a little tournament. Bid or PayPal donations go half to that tournament and half to the players, and subscribers go 100% to the players. So that's the layout of the land today, and Jimmy Mula is putting a little cash into the pot. Thanks, buddy. 20 seconds left on the spec delay. We are ready for game number 1, and oh boy, am I titillated over here. Sobek and Say My Name, game 1. What civs are we gonna see? That is really kind of the question on my mind right now. Let's set the screen on fire. Let's see if the scoreboard is right. It is right. Wonderful. So let's rock and roll here into our first game of the day. A little bit of a weird and slow launch. A little bit of a, well, very weird and slow launch here. What's going on? Say my name, say my name.
Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name other day.
Looks like we did not launch properly into game 1. Or did we? We did. Oh boy, Killer B, such a noob. Here we go, guys. Game number 1 of SplitB Tuesdays, week number 3, Sobek versus Say My Name. Let's get the audio in order here and figure it all out. I think we need a little more game room audio. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. Okay, wonderful. Well, these two guys are going to finish off our little series here called SplitB Tuesdays, where we're splitting the revenue with the players. Should be a great set of games. Sobek drafted Koreans first, and he drafted that so Say My Name couldn't get Koreans. Say My Name is a really scary, aggressive player when he wants to be. So we'll see these guys starting off with Malay and Malians. Sobek maybe using his one of his very strongest civs, maybe his strongest civ. To get things going, of course, Malians, you want to have some gold to use that free gold mining upgrade with, but the blue player is not going to have too great of gold piles, I would say here. He's going to have a wood line on the front, main gold on the front of his base, berries behind him, extra wood line behind him could be useful. Very close deer patch, of which he already pushed 1 deer. But a lot of his resources are in kind of rocky, annoying places. 4 vills on wood early for blue, and he's searching around for those early game resources. The other side of the map will be, oh baby, Jimmy, donating $100. Jesus Louises, man. Big thanks to Jimmy. Holy cow, dude. Man, oh man. The Bill Gates of donators. Thanks, buddy. Jeez, man. Okay, well, I'm not going to let it throw me off. I'm pumped to be doing an event, and I very much appreciate that, my friend. 4 vills on wood for the gray player. We've got him luring in his boar, and we've got Killer B a little bit off kilter. The gray player is forward to maybe try to lame up a bit, but he's not going to find too much to lame there. So I think it's going to be a pretty standard start. Both guys will have the option to go for men-at-arms or a drush, but, you know, in Say My Name's position, Malay have that faster uptime. It's not really that uncommon to just simply not do much in the Dark Age. Like, you can go up on 24 vills with the extra villager on wood, and you can still just play a pretty standard non-drush game if you want to. Oh, look at this. Yeah, the gray player able to steal a couple of sheep. Sobek is able to win one back, but unfortunately, he's going to the wrong side of the wood line, and Say My Name will lame one sheep from his opponent. Oh, sweet Jesus. Scarface coming in with a donation. SplitB, F yeah. We've got a good one on our hands. I think we will have a really nice set of games here. Thanks, guys, for the donations and the subs already. We're already pretty close to the goal of what we want to give the players. And it's only game number 1. Sweet Jesus. One sheep stolen for the gray player. Say My Name continues to roam around a little bit to the left of his opponent's map. He's got some really good scouting in. If he wants to get aggressive this game, he certainly can click up on 21 vills, and because of that faster uptime, he could be up at a really, really decent moment to put pressure onto Sobek. Sobek on the other side has not even scouted Say My Name. He's focused on me. He's pushed in, at least this is his second deer now. He's compensating for a lost sheep, and he's had 4 vills on wood for quite some time. So the blue player here, a little bit of a rocky push on that deer, but he is early on very much thinking about his own side of the map, thinking about absorbing that Malay aggression early. And this is a really tough Civ to play against. I hope you guys got your bets in time. Who wins this series bets are over, and we'll see. We'll see who was the right one, who predicted it all the way it's going to go down. All right, so blue has not scouted. Say My Name has. Say My Name does have a barracks on the way, and he will continue to build up back on his side. 21 total vills for him. There's no more villagers queued right now. Okay, another vill coming for him. Often we see 24 pop. That's 23 vills for this Civ, but we'll wait and see just a few more moments. Sobek on the other side is going to click up, I believe, on 21 vills. He's got villagers heading over to the gold pile, so it looks like he will go with the men-at-arms play. It's a very, very nice Dark Age for him. You know, he's probably got some nerves. I was talking to him prior to the games. He was saying that, you know, this is kind of a nervous sort of moment. Oh, look at this. Found a couple sheep that I didn't even notice. But he's certainly not playing badly here. He's 1 second of idle time. Well, maybe 2-3 seconds, but a very nice early game for him. The gray player is unfortunately going to run into some wolves. What the hell? Is this all Arabia? Yes, it is indeed, Vent. We're going to play 5 games on Arabia. I did not want to pick any maps that were non-standard. Like, I was thinking some of these guys, I don't know if they're good enough on water, for instance. I don't know who's strong on maps other than Arabia. So we're sticking with the easiest way. One wolf already in play. The gray player is just kind of chilling, just kind of waiting for his moment to strike. He's going to slowly work his way towards Sobek's woodline. Sobek on the other side does see some villagers coming forward. Those vills are coming forward to drop down a woodline, and the gray player has decided to wall in behind a 9-minute, 5-second click up, but a 10:21 arrival to the feudal age. So 23 villagers and up. So far, it's looking like a true drush. Sobek will not wall it out in time, and he will lose a couple villagers, well, lose some production on that woodline. Not the end of the world, but he will have his opponent in on his woodline. Both guys hitting the feudal age at essentially the same time. Blue player's drush, which could be men-at-arms very shortly, has arrived in his opponent's base. I have not seen him click that upgrade yet, but he does have the gold for it. Immediate archery range coming down to follow this for the yellow player, and it looks like Sobek's going to punt on men-at-arms. It looks like he's going to not... Oh, there it is. He's a little later than I expected, but he will roll in with the men-at-arms onto his opponent's berries. So both guys hitting each other with early aggression. Gray player Say My Name seems to be sticking with the drush for the moment. He did do some significant walling behind this, but not enough to protect those berries. Gray player already towering up his main gold to play very safe on that side, and he's getting his archery range down as well. So both guys transitioning from men-at-arms, or rather from early militia into archers. Say My Name will do it without the men-at-arms upgrade. Sobek's men-at-arms just won him a villager, and it's a very nice start for the blue player grabbing down a vill. Of course, Say My Name has a tiny vill advantage, about a half a vill advantage, but that's because he's Malay. That's just because of that faster uptime. Great player, takes a little more damage, still has his archery range denied. Very nice play from Sobek early on here. In the meantime, Say My Name may get a little counterplay. One villager under pressure on the other side. Great player is not going to get that vill, and he's going to lose his scout. So both guys starting to get weakened. Those men-at-arms are still full health, but the scouts are pretty weak. Double range is down for the great player, and he's moving villagers out to gold as we speak. Blue player's got 2 villagers on gold, and that's all he's got for now. He's got maybe an archer or 2 in production. Yeah, 2 archers coming out just to deal with that drush. But so far, this is Sobek's game. He's in a very, very nice position after grabbing down a vill. When is the road to 2K series coming? Uncle Chips. Let's see. Solid start. That KD. Yeah, KD already is important. 5-0 for Sobek. Don't really know why it's 5-0. He's killed the drush. Did he mop up those units? Let's Alt-G this thing. Looks like he did mop up those units. Taking down his opponent's militia and his scout, and then a villager, and maybe another villager. The red player here is going to get pincered up against that wood line, and Say My Name's going to lose a vill. So a really good start for Sobek and a really rough start for Say My Name. Those men-at-arms still roaming around on fairly high health, and the archers are starting to roll out for both guys. So we transition into feudal armies. These guys are both producing archers now that I should imagine are lacking fletching, but they will eventually grab all those upgrades. Sobek at the moment does seem to have the economy to keep double range archer production going. I don't think the red player does. He's got the free gold mining upgrade, but is 4 vills enough? I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm usually putting 5 there, but at least so far he has kept fairly decent economy, or rather speed on his archer production. Still just 4 vills over there. Blue player, oh, Sobek hiding those units in the fog of war just for a few moments, and now he is continuing to pressure Say My Name, and this is a really great use of his men-at-arms. Yeah, you want to kill vills, but man, idle as many as you can while you're over there, and these units still on full HP. Man, oh man, the men-at-arms for Sobek have been really powerful, and here comes his skirmisher and archer army behind it. We just heard Say My Name's blacksmith come down, and we've got Say My Name, aka Yellow, working his way around with fletching on the way to try to do some raiding. But he's in some trouble at home, man. He's in a lot of trouble at home. Sobek's men-at-arms are still alive, and soon this army of archers and skirms will join up with this army of men-at-arms, and believe it or not, that's a pretty difficult army to deal with. Men-at-arms will soak up a lot of arrow fire, especially skirmisher, javelin fire, I suppose. Sobek's got Say My Name in a bad spot. Say My Name with some counter raiding, though, and he will grab a villager or 2 maybe on this wood line. Sobek, for now, has 1 weakened vill who will also die, and he's going to have to go back, bring a couple reinforcements to deal with this, but 2 villagers dead for the blue player. So Say My Name grabbed Wheelbarrow. He's not going to let Sobek run away with this one. He will take a lot of damage, but the blue player has yet to put the final nail in the coffin. Those couple of raiding archers will get cleaned up, but a couple vills, maybe, and a couple of skirms may bring Say My Name's chances back up a bit. Notably, +1 defense is in for the blue player. He is going to be fletched up as well, so a really tricky thing to micro around if you're playing as Say My Name. He's trying to pick out those archers while he can, but his forward raiding army is dead. So Say My Name has already spent a little stone on a tower, and he's really on the back foot in this game. Blue player continuing to hold his feet to the fire. As Sobek booming up at home, 37 villagers, still lacks Wheelbarrow, but he is happily out on gold with now 8 villagers, 9 villagers even. So maybe he's thinking about saving up a little gold for the next age. Good evening, Entino! Yo, yo, yo. Say My Name is red, not yellow. Indeed, indeed. We will have an interview with Say My Name and with Sobek after this first game, depending on who wins. That's who we'll interview first. For now, the red player has cleaned up back at home. He does have the faster uptime. All is not lost. If you can click up at a decent moment, he can catch up to his opponent a bit. He's going to be behind in this game, at least for now. But it is possible that he can find a way to work back into this one. Sobek doing a really nice job to keep Say My Name playing defensively and guessing. Just trying to search for those units, and the blue player is going to come in with another group. There are a lot of skirms there. There are a lot of skirms. Sobek has probably about half archers and half skirmishers rolling forward. He's going to keep pressure on. This pond is also open, so keep that in mind. So we've got a game on our hands. We got a good one, as Scarface would say. SplitB Tuesdays, week number 3. This has been a fun event. I hope we can do it again, maybe on a different day of the week so that different players will be available to play. But so far, this has been a really, really fun series. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. Blue player Sobek is back. He will be up against Padded Archer Armor for Say My Name. Say My Name is a little bit light in the loafers on this side, and he's going to have to bring villagers into the fray. There's enough skirmishers here from Blue that he's still basically going to one-shot Vills. But you got to do what you got to do when you have a smaller army. The red player here is at least trying to do what he can. He will be able to wall his opponent out if Sobek leaves, but Sobek shouldn't leave, man. He should keep fighting this. Castle Age coming, blue player will go back, notably +1 defenses in for Say My Name, so he's going to go home. He's going to add in a stable. Malian's player did click up first, but Say My Name will get up very quickly, and actually Say My Name will be the first one up. So Say My Name versus Sobek. Say My Name, also known as VNS Yellow. Player who's really known for, well, he's known for being aggressive as the name Yellow, but certainly a well-rounded player. He's really up against it in this game. He's going to be a few villagers behind in the Castle Age. He's going to be in a rough spot. Sobek is going to continue to put on the pressure. His cavalry should help him a lot with those skirmishers that the red player is mixed in. But the Malay player here does have a good number of archers, and I do think he's pumping archers out now. So he's not going to just fully go all in deep on skirms, but he is going to stick on 2 ranges, and it is going to be a continued defensive game for red. By the looks of it, Say My Name is going to play a little defensively. Right as I say that, he's ready to come forward. Castle Age is in. Red player is going to click Crossbowman, I suppose, and probably Bodkin Arrow as well, and he will work his way towards Sobek. Little bit of lag in the game. These two guys are squaring off in game number 1. It's been a very good game for Sobek so far. He does drop a defensive tower back on his front gold pile, and he's got double stables. So he's going to transition, I suppose, into some knight play with bloodlines coming as well. So think of the blue player as probably no longer making archers after this point, I guess. Crossbowman coming. Blue player will lose possession of his gold, but he will immediately get into bloodlines and can't really afford too much, but he will grab a couple of knights along with upgrades on his archers. So Say My Name is here with the counterattack, which is a little surprising. I thought he was going to hang it home, but he's keeping the pressure on his opponent in blue. And we'll see. Hey, Twist. Great play by blue. So far, so good for Sobek. He's about 150-point underdog in 1v1 rating at the current moment. So he has a hill to climb up, and here in game number 1, he certainly seems up to task to climb that hill. So these guys have a couple of brief pauses. I think there might be a little lag between them, but they're going to keep playing on here, and I think we'll continue to see some great entertainment. Red players circling around. We will see Sobek work his way over. Siege Workshop coming. Double stable knights producing as well. I don't know what the upgrade status of those knights will be, but if they can come from one side and this group can come from the other side, it's going to be tough for Say My Name to keep that army alive. Bosaw coming for the red player. Back at home, Sobek is on 1 TC. Back at home for the red player, he's on 1 TC as well. He'll go over to a mining camp. Say My Name will try to get a little stone income so he can drop a TC. Neither player, I think, has a market, so they will both need to get onto stone in order to afford a town center. But for now, it is still Sobek with that 30-unit military, and he will have a couple knights mixed in, which will be a little bit of a difficult matchup. We'll see how this game rolls on, but I think Say My Name has done some nice little counter raiding, grabbing a Vill or 2, and he's at least keeping himself afloat in this match. And Tino is hosting us. Yo, yo, yo. 6 knights out already. Do we see a 7th? Not just yet. Gonna save up those resources for a moment. But 6 knights to go along with this army is really going to help a lot. That will be a very nice meat shield. For now, red player is going back with +2/+1. The blue player just with +2. Never got the +1 defense upgrade. He's spending his food on knights. So 40-ish villagers for both guys. Sobek is still a little bit of a half step ahead, and his knights are starting to roll toward his opponent's base. Looks like he will head to the north. He probably knows that his opponent is walled in, but I think he's going to push on these palisades in the north of the map. Say My Name, happy to come back and maybe grab another Vill. Will he get one? Yeah, 1 Vill down over there, another Vill down over here. Oh god, a 3rd Vill? Almost. 2 villagers down for the red player, but Sobek comes back to try to crush that army, and Sobek's on the hill. So although a couple of vills go down and Ballistics is on the way, Say My Name needs to hide for a moment. Here comes a mangonel coming from the other side. Blue player is going to get a decent glancing shot on the back of that group, and he is going to get out. Say My Name will get out with most of his units alive, but in the meanwhile, those knights from the blue player, they have broken in through the back wall. And Sobek is here. Those knights, bloodlines with +1 defense, are now hidden in the back of this economy. If you think about this from Say My Name's point of view, you can still see them, but those knights can run into the fog of war, and they can pop up just about anywhere in the back of your eco. And if you're the red player, you've got a very small, well, not small, you've got a very slow army. In the meantime, while red goes back, Sobek comes forward with a little push. His Siege Workshop and mangonel play could earn him a really, really nice advantage here. He's got to keep his knights alive, of course. Ballistics is now in for Say My Name, so he can hit those knights even on the run. Sobek running in, running through, putting down some damage. May grab a vill or two, but he mostly probably wants to get this army out. Taking damage with Ballistics from Say My Name. Say My Name will grab 2 knights down already, but the blue player, while keeping his opponent playing defensively, has started to push forward. More knights, a mangonel, and crossbows now coming from Sobek. Quick walling from Say My Name. Oh, that is absolutely masterful. He's going to trap those knights, and he's going to win. Oh, God, he's going to win 3 more knights. Beautiful quick walling with the quick palisade gate. Absolutely putting on a show for us to Say My Name. Oh, sweet Jesus, that was nice. Sobek is still in a great spot, but he would have loved to have those 3 or 4 more knights. Blue player pushes in, +2 defense is in for him. Still no defensive upgrades for the crossbows. But he does have mangonels coming along with this. Another mangonel coming, more knight production coming, more TCs coming, and a university coming as well for Sobek. So Sobek is 10 vills up, and he's going to continue to try to push his advantage. Say My Name needs something good to happen. He did a nice job with that quick gating, but he needs to find a way to maybe climb this hill. He needs to find a way to defend a really, really sneaky position. 1 mangonel already powering its way up that hill, and the red player is going to take a shot pretty square to the face. He did, for the most part, get away without too much damage there, but he can't climb the hill. There's too many knights, and the crossbows behind them will be a real problem. This is a tough spot, man. A hill inside of your eco, your opponent is camping on it, you can't push it. Sobek on the way with Ballistics, his knights and his mangonels coming from the bottom of the hill. This is a terrible, terrible spot for Say My Name. Say My Name is not really pulling in a ton of stone. It's not like he's going to try to maybe castle drop and karambit his way out of this problem for a while. He can't survive that long. He can't survive that long. There's no way. Blue player here just deleted his mangonel, I think. I did not see anything near that mango when it died. I'm not sure what happened. But Sobek continuing to put pressure on. He will sit in the middle of that eco. He will idle his opponent's gold. And yellow's in trouble, man. Yellow is in trouble. We've got VNS Yellow, aka Say My Name, is in some trouble, man. Crossbows will eventually start to get cleaned up, but the blue player is coming with the next bit of a push. He's still got some crossbowmen on the hill, more knights coming, and mangonels coming. And maybe more important than this is that Sobek behind it is on 3 TCs. 3 TCs, 67 vills. It's been a lot of idle time in the middle of this eco for the red player. Say My Name is going to need a little bit of help. He's got a second town center down in the back of his economy. He's adding in a stable of his own. I don't know what the plan is, but he can take stone somewhat safely. 3rd TC in the south will be good for a wood line, but there's basically no safe gold that I can see. Actually, this back corner gold is the one that, that Say My Name's going to need. He's going to find that back corner gold, and that may be able to buoy him and keep him afloat for a bit longer. I think the tower killed the mango. I guess it must have. It looks like it's 1 panel too far, but I guess you're right. I guess with Bodkin in, it must have hit it. Deleting it seems like a crazy thing. It's not something that happens very often. It's not an accident you see too much. Very good theory. Double mango push on the front with some knights alongside it, and Say My Name's still in trouble. Still has not called it quits yet. Still trying to find a way to power his way back into game number 1. For now, he's cleaning up the last couple of crossbows from his opponent. Does have +2 defense, maybe a continued investment from the Malay player into crossbows. But he will add in a stable. That stable can help him a lot. The battle elephants in that stable can be very, very useful in defense. They're obviously a slow unit, but they may be able to pop out and put some pressure on the mangonels. For now, the elephant number isn't quite high enough, I don't think, to push this, but yellow's going to go for it. Say my name here is going to go for it. Tower knocks down one mangonel, and the elephant might get another before he dies. Yeah, looks like maybe we'll see this mangonel go down. No, not quite. Yeah, say my name repairing. He can target fire this mango. He's actually shooting the other one, so he's got two mangonels on half health. But his elephant's coming out. He's trying to keep this position afloat, but he's now 30 villagers behind. Sobek is going to have to go back, but this is a straw man push. This is just keeping his opponent busy and trying to do what damage he can. Losing those mangoes is not the end of the world. What is really a problem is the 30 villager disadvantage for Say My Name. So Say My Name is able to hold the position a bit longer. He will use his elephants and his crossbows to probably hold these knights. He needs to go back. But he's keeping his hopes alive for a bit longer. 3 town centers down, another stable on the way. It's going to be battle elephant production for now. Sobek immediately switching into camels. Most notably, back at home, Sobek is still on, he's on 4 TCs, booming up to 94 villagers. This is a really scary economy. Say My Name will get up more quickly to the Imperial Age, but he is going to be in a whole lot of trouble because 64 vills versus 96 vills is a real problem. Neither guy with any food in the bank, so neither guy is thinking about clicking up just yet. Both guys standing toe-to-toe here in the Castle Age. And Sobek will head to the back area of this map and start raiding some villagers on this gold pile. Oh, it's been a tough game, and game number 1 for our Vietnamese player here, Say My Name. He's got 1 safe gold pile with 6 villagers on it, but he is continuing to lose vills. Battle elephants are his only option at this point, I suppose, with a couple crossbows behind it. They'll hold versus some knights and camels for now, but the problem is going to be the future. Future is what's scary. And Tino, see you later, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Looks like GG to me, says Scarface. Uncle Chips says intense game. It has been an intense game, and the Malians player is definitely ahead. I think we can all agree on that. 1K score lead, maybe it's even more than that in reality. It is still 3 TCs for Say My Name. He's on 70 villagers. He's got an economy. Sobek will click to imp first. Say My Name needs quite a bit more resource. He needs more gold. Villagers up in the corner have been raided so intensely that he's actually not got them to work. But his elephants are cleaning up the day for now, and maybe he can find his way up to imp before this game is over. Farimba incoming, says Uncle Chip. Could be. Let's see. Sobek at the moment has 100 stone. He does not have a castle yet. Neither guy has grabbed any relics yet, but Farimba would be a very nice little upgrade to have if you had knights left. Blue player did lose all of those knights, and now we will see Say My Name with a little counter push. Say My Name going for gold shaft minding, going to continue to push here in the Castle Age. Double stable elephants, needs to get his economy back in order, needs to find a way to damage Sobek. Sobek back at home is on 7 military, so if there was ever a time to strike, it is now. More stables coming in for the blue player. The Imperial Age upgrade is ticking away. Handcart is coming. Some really nice late game quick walling. But it is going to be a push from Say My Name, and if this push doesn't do something, the game is definitely over. This push, I believe, does have to accomplish a few nice things. Let's see. Angelina Jolie, love the series you're doing. Going to sign up when I'm back. That is awesome. I would love to see that. Angelina, I think you'd be great for this series. For now, we're planning this last event for the month, and then I'm taking a little break. It has been a little bit of work getting this thing together, but I really hope we can keep it going in the future. I think it's a cool idea. I think people do like to see some players that they don't get to see all the time, every once in a while. A little variety is nice. Castle is up, and the ladies are coming out. So Sobek here is going to have forging on the way. He's going to have, I believe, 4 stables down. None of them are active right now. Also, his monastery is not active, but he is gonna be ready soon to start pumping out some units. Spending it all on the ladies, the Gebettos. We'll have some camels, we'll have Arbalest coming, and Thumbring coming. So a transition back to Arbs for Sobek, which is interesting considering how many elephants are out on the field. But he's going to go Arbs for late game. He's going to have chainmail armor coming, and it's going to be Gebettos, and it's going to be Arbalest. So a little bit of damage from Say My Name, does take down a few buildings, does push out on the map a bit, but Sobek still 30 villagers ahead, and Say My Name still not up to the Imperial Age. Still not up to Imp, so it's really a big hill to climb. Angelina Jolie back in the Netherlands. We shall see if Say My Name can pull this one back. For now, Sobek can't really break this position, not that I can tell. But it is a very good start for the blue player. 126 Vils, can start to drop more castles, take over more map control. Does still control the map because of how slow these elephants are. I don't think that, that Say My Name can really leave too far away from his base. Red player is dropping down a castle. He will hit the Imperial Age. That will be his first castle. And we may see, I don't know if it will help him, but we could see a couple Karambit. Elephants are still on the map. No major upgrades to them, just +1 defense for now. Arbalest is on the way for the red player. That's got to be his top priority. Gebettos and Arbalest for blue. I don't really think that Karambit are a good decision here, but if you can send them into the eco, I don't know, maybe they are. Arbalest is in, Bracer is on the way, blue player is about to be significantly outgunned. Blue Castle, no, Blue Siege Workshop coming, and we've got a bunch of barracks behind this for Sobek. So Sobek is going to add in the pikeman line units, I suppose, to go along with his Gebettos in order to hold off those elephants. Blue has a ton of map control, and he's got a ton of outposts. He is really, he knows how far ahead he is. He's finding all those resources. I love the outposts, man. They're not that expensive, and it's given him a huge advantage on intelligence. Red should play heavy into elephants. Blue doesn't have a good counter to elephants, as Uncle Chips. We shall see if he does. For now, it is more barracks. Siege Workshop coming for the blue player Sobek, so he's really preparing for elephants. Doomsday prepping, one could say. Ring Archer armor and continued Arbalest production for the red player, and no Karambit spam so far. So it's going to be Arbs. He's going to use that bank of elephants for now, but he is not really spending any money on it. Say My Name seems to be happy going deeper into Arbs. In the meantime, his opponent is going deep into Onager production. Pretty deep, I would say. Sobek with 2 Mangonels ready and the Onager upgrade coming. Blue player has some ladies on the map, and they're going to walk in through a hole in the red wall. Oh, that angle. I don't think he could see that that was open. But, oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. That's a dozen Gebettos in the back of your eco. 15 damage for these sweet ladies. And they're going to roll in. They will find this TC in time to grab a couple Vils. The thing with this is, how do you stop them? Because they're just going to keep roaming around this economy. They're so quick. It should not be too big of an issue to keep them hidden. But for now, Sobek is going to run up the hill, and he's actually going to maybe trap himself. Could end up getting trapped up there because Arbalests from Say My Name, half of them can go one, half can go the other, and he can probably trap that little raiding party. In the meanwhile, Onager's continuing to roll out for the blue player. He's built a ton of barracks, but I have not seen any infantry yet other than the Gebettos. Those Gebettos are rolling to the back, and look at this, another trap from Say My Name. Say My Name had a huge trap on some knights earlier in the game, and he's going to get a huge trap on some Gebettos here. This is going to be an expensive loss for Sobek. He's standing ground with these units. They're outranged, they're outgunned, and they're trapped. And he's probably trying to run down this hill with his first couple clicks, but he is not going to get down the hill. He's going to lose all of that group for 2 Arbs. So, Say My Name is not out of it yet. He's on 111 Vils, just cleaned up a nice army, actually does have a much bigger military at the moment. He's got a pretty scary group of Arbs in his economy playing defense, and he's got a couple of elephants out holding the front line. And Say My Name is not gone. Sobek still has a ton of map control. He's still got castles down in really key positions, taking over hills to keep his opponent inside of his base. Relics have not been grabbed by either player yet, but Say My Name is going to have an army ready very shortly, and it's going to have to be Onagers fending off the Arbs, and it's going to have to be something fending off the Ellies. Let's see. We do have another brief pause in the game, I think, between the two guys. I think they're having a little trouble with connection, which can happen. But so far, we've got a game that's getting closer, actually. I think this was Sobek's game to run away with, but now Say My Name on the way to Elite Battle Elephant. We do need to see some Halbs, and we need to see some quickly from Sobek. He's mostly producing the ladies, the Gebettos. He does have enough population space, and I do think that that's the unit that he needs in order to pull this game off. He's got a good number of Onagers, 8 Onager just hanging out in that area. It will be tough for the red player to stop that with the arbs. But of course, we need a counter to the elephant. Pikeman is coming for Sobek as we speak, and he's going to try to time this thing perfectly. For now, his first castle is under pressure, but the red player is just there with one treb. The clock is ticking, man. The clock is ticking. Blue player continuing to produce Gebettos. And moving Onager over, now we've got full-on pikeman production from blue, so he will have at least a little bit to defend against those Ellies. We shall see if he can pull it off. Obviously, a ton of defense versus arrow fire makes those units pretty scary against a group of arbs. Say My Name has a better KD now. No halps for Sobek. We don't have halps. Indeed, okay. Elite Battle Ellie is in, and we do have the red player grabbing Chemistry. Chemistry coming pretty late, but hey, he was spending on Ellie's. And he's still grabbing down Siege. The pikemen are not really in enough number right here, right now. They should be out in front of this group of onagers. Sobek trying to play the Treb War. Say My Name's rolling in, man. He's ready to commit to this. His elephants are melting to Gebetto fire. Sobek will lose several onagers, but he will kill several elephants. Expensive fight for both sides. The onager shots still raining in, but they're raining in on elephants, which is not exactly the best. Yeah, for now, the Treb War continues, and we still have a bit of a stalemate on our hands. Pretty decent bit of damage from both guys. I think we saw 4 or 5 onagers go down, but I think we saw more battle elephants go. A bit more expensive of a fight, I would say, for Say My Name. Say My Name Adigan Stables on the corner. Sobek does still have the 4 castles, taking over a good bit of map control. Sobek sitting on enough stone, maybe, for another castle soon. Say My Name is ready for a castle also. Trebs are done, fighting it out for the moment. 2 Trebs for the blue player will pack up and roll forward. And Sobek, after a brief, scary moment, at least it was scary to me, does seem to have what he needs to push this position. 5 onagers, a bunch of Gebettos out on the map. A couple of rams to go along with it. We'll have some light cav as well. And we should rock and roll here in just a moment. Tato, why are we not friends, man? Can't remember how to even say anything back. So we will see the castle under pressure. 2 Trebs out for the blue player. He's going to drop a forward siege workshop. Still got a couple capped rams out there to soak up a little bit of damage from the arbs. Onager shots have not yet been a game changer, but it makes this position so hard to break for red. Red player has added in some cannons. He will snipe away at this from distance. And we'll see if he can hold off for long enough. Once that castle drops, it's going to be ladies streaming in with some pikes alongside him and some onager shots. For now, Say My Name on 133 Vils, Sobek on 135, both guys with massive ecos. There is a little bit going on the right side of the map, and we'll get to that very shortly, but the ladies are rolling in now, and they are at least going to create a little space, pulling the elephants off to the side. Castle still under fire, and maybe Sobek wanted a sneaky onager shot. Both guys still posturing there. On the right side, we do have some light cav roaming in, heading toward the eco of Sobek, ready to do some late game raiding. Say My Name is happily on resources. I would say he's still got enough gold and food in the bank to keep things rolling. Elephants, though, are having a little trouble breaking this position. Cannons still waiting in the wings. 2 Trebs still chipping away. Say My Name has spent a ton of his stone trying to keep this castle alive, and the party might be over soon because here come the onager shots, flattening about half of those arbalest. The ladies continue to micro back, continue to put down damage. That was a tough little exchange there for the red player. His number of arbs here is not nearly as scary, and Say My Name does not have any stone left to keep this castle up. Oh, it's going to be a dropped castle, I think, very shortly. Say My Name running in. He's going to try to give it a shot to kill those Trebs in time. We'll buy a little bit more stone, but he will spend it almost immediately trying to repair the castle. Treb fire still firing in. 1 or 2 more shots here, and this thing should go down. Red player is going to lose it. Oh, he's going to keep it up. Oh my god, okay. Castle is still up on 74 HP. How in the hell did that happen? Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my god. We have a huge host from Tato. Thanks, buddy. We're more than just friends. That's why we're not friends yet. Let me quickly just adjust the audio here. It feels a bit too high now that we're in the late game. Thanks for the host, my friend. SplitB Tuesdays. It is Sobek versus Say My Name. Sobek playing in the red now because I hit Alt-G. Sobek in the red, say my name in the blue. I don't know why the colors just flipped. My apologies. Blue player is holding on top of the hill. His castle's surviving on 74 HP. What in the absolute hell? Say my name has clawed his way back into this one late game, and he somehow kept that castle alive and won a pretty important fight. Continued raiding coming in from Say My Name, putting on as much pressure as he can. Color switch at 1 hour. Okay, weird. But nonetheless, Say My Name, after some early damage coming in, is alive, and he is not only alive, he's well. He is starting to push in. Militaries are similar size, but Sobek's military is a little bit hard to find. Hard to find Sobek's military right now. It is a couple of Gebettos, and that is about it. He had a big bank of pikes and a nice group of Gebettos to push away with, but he's now under pressure. Castle's in trouble, and this could be a problem. Hello, Hank. What's up, man? So it is SplitB Tuesdays. It is game number 1. These guys are playing at a 5-set here of games. I'm losing my words. For a little bit of a nice little pot. They're going to play for at least $100, maybe more. The winner will get 60% of the pot here today, and it does seem like this game has flipped on its head. Blue player now with a huge group of arbs and a couple of elite skirms to go along with it, hanging out on the front of his opponent's base, trebbing and cannoning away that castle. Sobek has had a ton of map control. Say My Name does not have a lot of stone or gold in the bank, but hey, Sobek doesn't either anymore. It is 115 vils for the red player Sobek. He's in a little bit of trouble. Still has a big group of Gebettos, but he certainly does not want to fight that group of arbs with it. Having trouble pushing against it. Couple light cav roaming into the back here. We have not seen the Farimba upgrade yet, but we will continue to watch as this game rolls on. Really key moment there for Say My Name. Not only keeping his castle up, but somehow finding a really great engagement and pushing this position. And now it's Sobek's castle that will actually fall. And Sobek's fading, man. After some really, really advantageous looking play early for Sobek, he is looking to be in a bit of trouble at this point in the match. Cannon fire continuing to roll in. Relics are 1-to-1 for these guys. Castles are now 1-to-1. The raiding for the red player, well, it's over. That raiding did not last long, and this big bank of blue arbalest with a couple of cannons and a couple of trebs continues to roll forward. The next castle will be under pressure soon. Still garrisoned by Vil. Sobek feeling a little bit of pressure here, forgetting to get this army back to work. He's got a couple of ladies. He'll grab a treb down. He'll slow this roll a bit. But what is the answer for the red player at this point in the game? He's going to add in more stables. He's going to try to add in stables right inside of his opponent's eco. Probably it's time for the ladies to not be produced anymore. I don't think the Gebettos can be afforded much more here. It's got to be light cav, I guess. I don't think that pulls it back for you. How do you break this group, which is slowly trebbing and cannonballing you away? I just don't know. Sobek will spend the last of his stone, and he will have to choose if he's going to spend the last of his gold to buy a little bit more. I don't know. The army from the red player building up is mostly, well, it's about 1/3 light cav, 1/3 elite skirm, and 1/3 Gebettos. He's got to find a way to get in and snipe this treb. Can't really afford to just keep hemorrhaging castles. He will roll in. He will, I assume, grab the treb, grab the cannon, using a couple of light cav to soak up arrow fire on the front. And for now, Sobek breathes new life. He's now 1,000 points behind in the score, but he does at least have an army on the map to do something with. Red player is still using a good amount of units in the back of his eco to try to clean up two-handed swordsmen. Say My Name is going to transition into the ultimate trash-killing unit. For now, it's two-handed swords, and he's got plate mail armor on the way. So elite skirms will make this position a little bit harder for Say My Name to push. The castle will survive. We will see continued stables being dropped. But the blue player is transitioning over to two-handed swords. So the game continues to roll on, and we are now certainly deep into Act 3 of this one. Act 1 and 2 were dominated by Sobek. Act 3 seems to be Say My Name's leading dance. But hey man, there's still a lot of game left to be played. It's 60 military out for the red player. He will be able to upgrade those light cav, I believe. How much does this upgrade cost after all? Farimba is 400 gold, so he can afford that. giving those cavalry +5 attack, which would help him a lot. Seems to be his only real answer right now is going light cav with very little gold left on the map. If we look at the gold miners, we've got 4 for the red player, and we've got 8 actually for Say My Name still working. But of course, that gold is starting to really dry up. 1 hour and 10 minutes deep, 2 relics for the blue player, 1 relic for red. It is going to be two-handed swords for Say My Name, who's sitting on 1k gold, and he's going to be happily pushing those units forward without too much resistance at the moment. Sobek with 40 military, he's trying to mass up to push back against this, but I don't know if he has enough time. It's starting to look really drastically bad for him. Still building out elite Gebettos when he can. Light Cav do have Farimba now, +7 attack, so they are beefy and scary. But blue is kind of pushing deeper into this position of Sobek's. Sobek transitioning his economy to the right. He has not been able to even clean up these couple barracks in the south. Those two-handed swords are really sticky and annoying. And the middle of his eco is being sat on top of by a bunch of ARBs. Really great back and forth first game, and so far this has been it's been anybody's guess for most of this match who would be able to win. I think now Say My Name is in full control. He's in top control here. But, I don't know, maybe Sobek has some underhooks planned. He's still got stables coming down. He does have Farimba out. He's going to mass up and make one last push at this army, I think, and see if he can maybe take back this hill and break this group. If he could find a way to do that cheap, he might be able to get back in it, but Say My Name is grabbing relics, and he's preparing for the late game. VNS Say My Name, a.k.a. VNS Yellow, is starting to look like he's taken this one all the way down. He's going to go an hour and 15 minutes deep. He's going to go up by 2.5k score, just about. Red player will come to push that hill. Those light cav with all that extra damage should help a lot. Ladies behind him will clean up good damage, and Say My Name will go back. So the fun time is over on the front of that eco. Say My Name will try to get as many of those ARBs out as he can, but while one side gets pulled back, the other side pushes in, and the blue player here is happy to send two-handed swords to their death. Idling this eco in the late game is very annoying. Say My Name sitting on a mound of resources. Sobek still has a lot of gold in the bank, but he is really hurting for food. Trying to produce light cav, and his opponent has been sitting on this whole farming area, and now his opponent has idled this whole farming area and this whole farming area. It's a pretty tough position to be in for Sobek, but he does push back one army. He does clean up the men-at-arms. He can get his villagers back to work, and 107 vills, man, he's still in it. A little counter raiding with a couple of elite skirms. Red player is going to try to push in, but those champions are on their way over, or those two-handed swords, I should say. Two-handed swords from the blue player are going to be a very nice late-game unit. Skirmisher fire is not quite so scary. 6 damage versus 5 defense. You can do the math, I suppose. Castle's still under pressure. Red player is still losing map control as we roll forward, but he's still not out. Feels like he's on life support, but he's still not totally out of it. Big thanks to Tato for the host. Appreciate that, man. And thank you to Scarface for gifting a sub to Tato. Oh, man, that feels good. I don't know how Tato and I aren't friends on Voobly, but we will be. We'll fix this situation. Thanks, buddy. What a great guy, and good luck in the finals this weekend. We'll see the Battle of Africa finals between Tyre... Oh, maybe I shouldn't spoil. I already spoiled it. You guys already know. I won't say anymore, but we'll see some great games from Tato this weekend. Oh shit, spoiler alert. Blue player still sending a couple of two-handed swords to his death, but Sobek is waiting with some Gebettos, and he's in okay shape. At this point in the game, I'm starting to think about wood. How much wood is left on the map? The red player's got not much left there. He does have a little bit down to the south. He's actually got a lot to the south. But it doesn't quite matter because Sobek here is going to give the GG. There's a bank of trebs with a huge group of two-handed swords sitting on top of it. And this game is going to end at 1 hour 17 minutes. A really powerful comeback by Say My Name. A really entertaining first match of the day. Holy cow. Can someone please kill me, says Sobek. I don't think he's happy about losing that position. It was a really amazing comeback by Say My Name. I know some of you guys joined here with Tato's stream. And you saw the back half of that game. But if you saw the first half, you would know why Sobek is feeling so... annoyed at how that one went down. Oh baby, game number 1 is over. Let's pop out of here. We will ask the players for just a few minutes. I will update the donation board. I'll update the scoreboard. But most importantly, I do want to play a interview. This is kind of a weird thing. I'm doing an interview essentially with myself. And the reason for that is that one of our players, Say My Name, who was the winner of Game 1, did send me some answers to his interview questions, but of course, he's not super fluent in English, so he wasn't really able to speak the answers to these questions. So this is my interview with Say My Name, and I'm doing both parts, which is really weird. But let's check this out, and then I will catch up with the chat. We'll catch up with the donations. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do this right here, right now. Hey guys, this is Killer B. This is interview number 2, I suppose, with VNS Yellow, aka Say My Name. This was an interview that we did via text. We were typing back and forth to each other. He was a bit worried that his English would not be good enough to be able to speak this, but he was able to type it out. So I will be playing both roles. The first question that I had for him was, how old are you? Where are you from? And Mr. Say My Name said, he's 29 years old. He lives in Da Nang City, which is Beach City, and he is in Vietnam. If you are picturing the map of the world, he's across the South China Sea from the Philippines, south of China, east of Thailand. You guys can pull it up. It's Da Nang City. It's probably a beautiful city because it's right on the coast. He is working at home. He has a small shop and a cafe where he sells food and rice and all sorts of dishes. Sorry, again, I'm paraphrasing from what he wrote. Hopefully he doesn't mind me doing a little paraphrasing. I asked him where he got his nickname from, Say My Name, and he said he got it from a friend who doesn't play Age of Empires 2. And my follow-up question to that was, are you going to use the name VNS Yellow again in the future? And he said, no, he doesn't want to use Yellow anymore. He likes it when people call him Yellow because from time to time it means that they remember seeing his madness of his towering and forward feudal play that he used to do a lot when he played under that nick, VNS Yellow. But he is going to stick with Say My Name, which he's been doing for a few years. That's why I was asking him about it. A lot of people who have been around for longer than a few years think of him as Yellow, and we still say Yellow, sort of like how Feng Xin, we always say Paladin. But I think he's sticking with Say My Name for the long run. I asked him what he's playing for today. He's playing for a Logitech G102 mouse. This is like a gaming mouse that I'm probably showing you a picture of throughout the stream. He's upgrading from a Cerepo GX390. I don't know this mouse, but it is a $12 mouse. So he's had it for a few years, I believe, and it's, $12 mouse for a few years is probably not giving him what he wants out of his gaming experience. So he's going to upgrade. He said that to wrap it up, he can't really talk or hear English too well, but he did want me to help him out and paraphrase by saying, I love you all and thank you all for watching me versus Sobek, and thanks to everybody for the support. So a really nice interview from Say My Name. I can give you guys the written version of it, but I did want to give you a spoken version. There it is, guys. A little bit weird to read both parts in an interview, but always really nice to hear from the player themselves. Say My Name able to provide a written version of his interview, but he wasn't able to speak it. I wanted to give you guys an update as we go through the games today. We've only gone through one game, and we're already basically at the players, at the donation goal for the players here. If you subscribe to the channel, it all goes to the two players, 60% to the winner, 40% to the loser. If you donate bits or PayPal, which Life of Tony has just cheered 500 bits, it will go half to our next event, which will be for top pro players, players like Tato. And that's going to be coming in May. I'm still trying to figure out what we should do, what would be the most fun. But you can see already that the winner of this match will get nearly 60 bucks, and the loser will get nearly 40, and that's what we guarantee as a minimum. So we'll keep building up this pot. These guys will continue to make money, even if we go way beyond these lines. Graphics card for Sobek is something he wants so that he can begin streaming more in 1080p. And Say My Name needs a new mouse. He won that game with a $12 mouse in his hand. So it's a poor craftsman indeed who blames his tools. After game number 1, we will see a couple of civs X'd out on the old overlay here, the old PowerPoint overlay. Yeah, I'm that type of nerd. We saw the Malians from Sobek, maybe one of his very strongest civs. I think it's one of the strongest 1v1s. And what did we see? We saw Malay. We saw Say My Name use his very last pick, and he's able to claw his way back in and grab a win. So Say My Name gets game number 1, and we are ready for the next couple of matches. So let's go ahead and kill the screen capture. Let's tell the players to fire when ready. And we'll rock and roll here. And while we wait for the specs to count down, I will say thank you very much to you guys. Uncle Chips, what's your favorite civ on Arabia? I am probably still extremely confident with Japanese. I don't know why. They're not the strongest 1v1 civ, but I feel like I'm going to win if I get Japanese or Spanish. Let's see, Shamrock 50. I wish you all of the luck I can spare. Not much, as you can see. Kappa. Hopefully we see Gloken in the SplitB Tuesday series in the future. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the donation. Let me quickly check how much battery I have. Okay, we're still doing good. Forgot my charger, which is really a scary thing. Scarface gifted a sub to Tato. Tato hosting with a crazy amount of viewers. We also got a donation from Scarface. SplitB, F yeah. We've got a good one on our hands, and we sure do. Jimmy Mueller subscribing to start off the day, and Jimmy Mueller dropping 100 big ones on us. Love seeing that you're doing this event stuff. Happy to contribute to the channel and the event. Thank you guys for the cheers, for the subs, and for the donations. As we said before, it's all being split up with the players. Subs go 100% to the players today. My idea with this thing is, like, I don't have any talent playing this game, so I should probably, like, show a match with some players who do have talent and let them, you know, take some of the revenue here. A little bit of energy juice for Killer B. Players have launched into game number 2, but spectators have not launched yet. Thanks again to Gloken for the biddies. And let's just see. The last Avengers movie 2015. Gotta go. Thanks for organizing. See it flow. Favorite civ on Arabia. It's still Japanese. I don't know why. Tyrant against Brazil B in the final. Says Buttface. Let's see. Had 30-ish idle on 130 Vils all through Imperial. I don't know why he continued to go Knights earlier. Geo hanging out in the game room as well. I guess Cannon Galleons would work. What? Tato talking about Galleons, but I think he's talking about a different map. Only happens with Trebs. Good to see you guys all here. I'm glad you're having a good night out there. Game number 2 is coming at us very shortly. And I'll just say that I'm very hyped up. This is going to be a good one. So far, so good. These two players really going at it in game 1. And it was...
Say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. Other day.
I watched that video. You know, it's research. I have to research what a player's name is about. And Beyonce, a la the year 2000 or whatever that video is from. Oh my God. Oh. I'm not that old of a man, but I nearly had a heart attack. Yeah, it was getting a little scary. Little touch and go there. 50 seconds left on the spec delay, and we will rock and roll into game number 2 here. So far, Say My Name has shown late game class, but Sobek showed some really early game. He showed some real good early game power versus Malay, which is a really strong early game civ. He really took control early, and I think Sobek was a little upset at the result. But I told him, calm down, man. We already got a bunch of donations. Even if you lose, you're going to get a nice little prize pool. Game number 2 coming at you right now. Let's jump into it together. Here we go. Game number 2. Sobek versus Say My Name. You can see the score. Say My Name grabbing game number 1 against all odds. It really was Sobek's game to win. He was a little upset about the result, but I think he's going to refocus here and get things going in game 2. Sobek will be playing as the Slavs, and he will be taking on Say My Name as the Aztecs. Okay, so Slavs player playing in the blue trunks, back wood line, back gold pile. Not a terrible early game map for him. He can take those resources somewhat well. But the berries on the front, extra wood line on the front, somewhat wallable. Actually, this cliff is really nice. Makes a huge difference in defending this map, I suppose. But it's still relatively open. The stone piles are going to be a little bit under pressure. It's not the greatest map, but it's not too bad either. Blue player for now will be working with, I don't know, I think it's like a C+ map. Red player on the other side, Say My Name, known a bit for his aggression when he was playing as VNS Yellow. Definitely played a little bit more of a defensive style last game. We'll see if he changes his stripes, but the red player will have a nice back wood line, back berries to work with. And we will see him using some stone in the back corner, maybe, if he wants to go for some early game aggression. Pretty defensible map in some places, but a pretty weak map in others. For instance, I think he can control and hang out on top of this hill. I think he can mine that gold on the front without too much trouble. A little bit of walling here and there, and he's probably okay. But there are a lot of openings, and there are a lot of awkward hills. There's a lot of awkward hills, like, kind of looming around his base. So we'll see how this game shapes up. Say My Name as the Aztecs, Sobek as the Slavs. If I'm Slavs here, I'm thinking about going scouts, but you know what? Sobek might not be. He's sending 4 villagers out to the wood line to start this one off, and we could see a non-scout play. We could see an early barracks and some militia or men-at-arms from blue. Loom coming for Sobek early. These guys have been laming each other in game number 1. So in game number 2, we'll probably see them attempt to do so. And of course, that eagle coming forward early could be a bit annoying. Blue player will grab his front boar, though, without too much trouble. And he may even push a deer if he wants to. Sobek's got all of his sheep, question mark? I think he's got all of his sheep there already. So he can push in a deer if he likes. And I think he might go over and do it now. So Slavs versus Aztecs. Well, early game eagle push play is not really as enticing versus a Civ that can go so deep into scouts, at least not to me. But we'll see what Say My Name wants to do. I'm usually thinking in this situation about, okay, well, my opponent has that Civ that can come out at me faster. Maybe I'll play defensively. But 4 vills on wood, maybe we'll see some men-at-arms early from red, and he'll try to take a little momentum. Sobek's going to wall in a bit on the front of his map and try to defend things up using that cliff very nicely and grabbing his second boar while he's out there. Blue player loomed early, so his eco will be a little bit awkward, and he sent 4 vills out to wood. So if he's trying to get up on 21 population, he's going to have a little trouble, I would think. Let's see. Slav's one of the civs that can win Aztecs. Good infantry, good eco, no hand cannons, though, says Project Belgium. Week number 1 winner, Project Belgium, in the chat. Oh, sweet Jesus. Glad to have your thoughts, my friend. Glad to have you guys all with us. This has really been something I've been working up to for a long time. We got some new channel graphics, and it's time to get a channel event, and I hope this is going to be as much fun for you as it is for me. Let's see. What are their ratings? 2.1 versus 2.2K. Yeah, that is approximately correct. Very nice from Gloken. Say My Name with a bit of an advantage on the ratings side of things. And he does grab game number 1. Sobek sliding in toward the town center here in game 2. He'll circle his way around. No big whoop. It looks like Say My Name sending a couple vills out to power build a house. Maybe miscalculated a tiny bit on his population space, but he will add in a barracks on 20 vills. And maybe we'll see some men-at-arms from him. Blue player on the other side is also adding in a barracks, so it looks like we could see some early militia men-at-arms from him as well. Both guys ready to get this thing rocking and rolling early on. Scouting, well, Sobek has found his opponent's TC area. He's found a couple of gold piles, actually 3 gold piles already. Very important to locate for the Aztecs player. Say My Name has found Sobek's TC. Took a tiny bit of damage, but ultimately probably not a game-changing amount. Neither player has clicked up yet, but I expect at any moment, Say My Name will have 1 more villager coming out. That will put him on 22 villagers. And we will see Loom coming in, and we'll see him clicking up on that side. Sobek on the other side is going to grab 1 more vill. He's already got Loom, and it looks like he will be clicking up at a very similar moment to his opponent. 22 vills out for Sobek. He's going to jump in the TC. Ooh, he's a little bit short on food. A little bit short. That's awkward for him. That's probably about 15 seconds now that he's wasted. Unfortunately, just not having quite the food that he wanted. He definitely had a chance to click up before his opponent, but, you know, it happens. Double lumber camps on the back corner. 2 villagers going out to the gold pile. Blue player is going to have militia coming, I think, but so far has not queued any of them. On the other side, it is Say My Name building his second militia already. So we will see Say My Name with 1 lumber camp, using his wood a little bit more efficiently. Well, you know, saving a little bit more wood so that he can get up. Having 2 farms coming down and having militia rolling out as we speak. 2 farms down for Sobek. Is he building those militia on his side? Yeah, they're coming now. Militia coming a little late. Sobek might have been a little bit wrong-footed on his food eco there. Seemed like he was a little bit off from where he wanted to be. Had to idle about 15 seconds before clicking up, and then could not really get the militia production going right away. Scout rush for Slavs is really strong, says Uncle Chips. I thought he might go scouts here, but of course I'm not a pro player, so I'm waiting to see how this one shapes up. Blue player continuing to wall in, is pushing toward the TC and will defend himself on that side pretty nicely versus this push. His berries are a bit more exposed, but he's going to have his own men-at-arms to defend that area, and I don't know if it's really a scary position at all. I think it's fine. A little bit of walling for blue. He's going to be just fine versus these couple of militia, I would think. Unless he falls asleep at the wheel, I think he's okay. Both guys up to the feudal age. Men-at-arms coming for Say My Name. Sobek will go double bit axe and not men-at-arms yet, but he may do that very shortly. More quick walling from the blue player to keep those units out. Doing a decent job so far, but I think the men-at-arms, well, they do have free reign to circle to the back of the eco, but they're not going to get anywhere because the men-at-arms upgrade is coming, and Sobek here is going to do a very nice job to absorb this aggression by the looks of it. So far, it is 3 militia for the blue player, soon to be men-at-arms. Say My Name has 4 militia out. Sobek is walled in on that back gold pile. There's really nothing for the red player to hit. So behind this, we've got to see a follow-up, and that follow-up is going to be walling for Say My Name so far. 1 range down for the red player. More quick walling from Sobek. And is he even going to... Yeah, he is going to come back and squash this with his own men-at-arms. Quick walling for Say My Name cleaned up 2 really important armies in the last game. This game, Sobek with a little quick walling, neutralizing that first attack from his opponent. So far, it is Sobek doing a Belgium strat, so he will Titanic. Gloken. So far, it is an interesting match. We got men-at-arms coming. I do think that this fight should go just fine for Sobek. I wonder if he knocks down the gate and rushes this with Vils, but maybe it's not even worth it or necessary. I wonder what the plan is going to be. He did lock that gate, so we will see if he decides to come in. Men-at-arms will roam in, Scout roaming in as well. Blue player is going to fight this without any villagers involved, and he will clean it up at least somewhat. He will knock these units down to pretty low HP, I would suppose. Say My Name may end up winning this fight, but only by a half or a third of a militia. So the blue player has cleaned up that aggression, but what does he have coming next? I don't know yet. For now, Sobek has got some resource in the bank. He is going to spend that on a stable, and he's going to go men-at-arms into scouts. Say My Name will have wheelbarrow coming, and he will have archers coming as well. 5 military still on the map for him. He's transitioning villagers over to gold, and it looks like it could be double-range archer play for him. For now, it's just 1 range, but we'll maybe see another, or maybe we'll see him save up that gold and click up. Say My Name also dropping a blacksmith somewhere. Yep, blacksmith coming down on the front, so he will have fletching, and he will be rolling forward toward his opponent. So Sobek dealt okay with those men-at-arms, but he does feel like he's in a really awkward position now that Say My Name's got 7 fletched-up archers headed his direction. It's not the greatest for blue. He's still got 2 villagers on the gold pile. He's going to start pouring out some scouts, I suppose. Or maybe not. Maybe he's going to try to just hold this off and survive a bit longer. Does have the 200 gold. I would be very surprised if he tries to click up, but he has no army to speak of, and Say My Name is here, and he's going to start doing some raiding. Sobek's going wheelbarrow. He's going to power up a tower in the back of his eco. He needs to get that up more quickly because those archers are coming very, very fast from his opponent. So far, we have not seen any scouts coming out of the stable. We'll probably see another villager die, but this tower will probably go up as well. Red player is going to have to go back as the tower pops up, and Sobek is going to straight go to castle. Go to castle. Go directly to castle. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. He's just going to take what gold he can, which is almost exactly 200 gold, and he's going to get just enough food, and I think he's just going to click up. Waiting for one more building. That archery range is coming, but he will very shortly be able to click up to the next age. In the meanwhile, the red player has added in, well, still just 1 range archers. So not a huge investment from Say My Name. He shouldn't be so terribly far behind. But Sobek will click up. Kind of running a little naked bootleg, Castle Age on the way for him. It's not going to be that big of an advantage, though. It's just 1 range archers, not that huge of an investment from Say My Name. He can click up not too far from now. His farming eco back at home is at least decent, I would suppose. So another couple of vills, and I think Say My Name will click up as well. In the meanwhile, Sobek building a skirm, I would suppose, trying to defend his position as best he can. Not going to build any scouts. We'll drop down a blacksmith if he can afford it, but that's going to get denied. So it's an awkward spot, to say the least, for the blue player. Slav Knight, says Uncle Chips. Indeed, Skirms time, says Maximus. Hey, buddy. It's Maximus. Maximus. Maybe an egregiously long drop, but it gets me a little hyped up. Blacksmith coming down on the back for the blue player. Castle Age still coming for him. Slav's player will add in a scout, and that is going to be it for the moment. He does not have any gold economy. So Knights, hard to envision. He's going to have to come out and start taking some gold on the front, but it is really not going to be Knights for a little while. Sobek is hurting for gold. Say My Name is still happy to hang out on this hill and idle his opponent's main gold pile. Red player is walling up the center of the map, and he is really taking an ambitious approach to walling this whole map. Holy cannoli, that's a lot of work. But so far, it's just been one range archers for red. He does have a second barracks down. The Eagle scouts are starting to roll out. Not sure if he's going to have those in huge numbers right away, but he does have the only army really on the map. Sobek is adding in skirms to bolster this army. He can't really afford any knights, I wouldn't think. So the Eagles should run pretty nicely on that group of skirms. Sobek sending a couple vills out to gold. He will eventually be able to afford some knights. Does drop down double mining camps, so there goes the wood that he might have wanted for a TC, but he doesn't have the stone anyway. Blue player happily working away on food. He does still have a safe back wood line for now, but not going to have too much night production. Slav's player is up. Fletching is on the way. Walling coming in, and we have a second stable coming for red, or rather for blue. Sobek transitioning more villagers out to gold, and we'll see if he can get his economy back on his feet. There will be a lag time. There will certainly be a lag time, but those first couple nights are starting to pour out. Blue player's skirms take over some map control, but he probably can anticipate a couple of Eagles coming. Eagles, spearmen and archers and bodkin arrow and probably crossbowmen coming in soon. Red player still trying to wall the entire map, but he'll get there maybe eventually. TC on the front for Say My Name. It seems to be in a good position. Has been annoying Sobek early on. Sobek went for a pretty risky feeling Castle Age up. Did lose a little bit of momentum and a couple of vills. I think he lost a vill during that. Lost his gold, has now earned it back, and is now transitioning into triple stables. Bloodlines coming, and we will see knights with bloodlines pouring out for the blue player. For now, it is going to be +1 defense on those cavalry, so the knights need a little more beefing up, but it might not be as much of importance as you might think. For now, it isn't even, the crossbowman upgrade hasn't even come in for Say My Name. Say My Name is sticking with archers. He's adding in a couple of Eagle Warriors, has gotten the Eagle Warrior upgrade, but maybe more importantly, he's adding in 3 TCs. So after some early aggression and some massive early walling, the red player is going to kind of pull back the reins a little bit and build up a bit of an economy. Holy cow, man. This wall is ridiculous. This is the Great Wall of China coming out in front of us from our Vietnamese player, Say My Name. So yeah, those of you guys joining us late, you probably know Say My Name as VNS Yellow. We did play an interview with him a moment ago. Hopefully you were here for that. He was really interesting, had some really interesting responses. We will see an interview, or hear an interview with Sobek after this match. But for now, we want to see Sobek pull a game back so we can even up the series 1-1. These guys are set to play 5 matches if there's time for it. But of course, you never know if they get busy or if you know, the first 4 go several hours and we already have a winner. They might not play the 5th. But at least for now, we're planning on 5 games. Monastery coming down for Say My Name. 3 TCs for the red player. On the other side of the map, Sobek on 1 TC, and you can probably understand that. He's trying to keep triple stable night production going when he can afford it. He will be a bit... he's going over to power build a house. Oh, I think he sees those crossbowmen roaming toward his front gold pile. Blue player is back on his feet economically, probably suffering a little bit on food, trying to keep the night production and TC production going, but It's going to be a nasty looking group of knights. 17 total units for Sobek for now. Does have +2 defense and bloodlines. Red player is still roaming around. He's gone to pikeman. He's gone to eagle warrior. Military size is still bigger for red, and he's going to pick off a couple of cheap vills. A couple of very cheap vills. 2 villagers going down there without a whole lot of risk. Let's see, blue player adding in a siege workshop back at home, so he's going to keep spending that wood on things other than TCs, while Say My Name begins to boom his way into a really nice economic lead. 3 TCs, pumping out villagers. It's an 11 vill advantage now, and it's probably going to be 20 in a couple blinks of an eye. Red player happy to play a little defensively, pop in, grab a vill when he can, but mostly just hanging in defense with a monk and a bunch of pikes and a couple of eagles. Blue player Sobek is going to come in now. He thinks he can find a group of just crossbows here, but he's sorely mistaken, and he needs to pull out of this. I think he needs to pull out of this. Hang in to fight a bit longer than maybe we expected, but he will knock down 1 monk, and he will get most of those knights back home. Sobek doesn't want to fight with that group of knights. They're too damn expensive and important to send to their deaths on top of pikemen, but we'll see. Let's see. Probably saw the upgrades on the scout attacking that wall. He's for sure expecting bowyers. Ooh, that could be fun. That could be fun. What's up, White Court? Jesus, man, it's a who's who of Age of Empires here tonight. Thanks, guys, for hanging out in the channel. I hope I can live up to your expectations. That's such a weird thing to say. Quick walling coming down from Sobek. He's in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting pushed and getting out ecoed, and that's not a great combo. He's going to add in some Scorps and try to push back at this. Still a formidable army at 23. Still a good, scary-looking group of knights forging on the way. But he's having to forfeit a little bit more ground. That front gold pile was a nice luxury to be able to have. He's going to transition everything to the back. He's certainly not going to be killed by this push, but it's really difficult. Say My Name is basically putting more space between him and his opponent. It's now a 21 villager advantage for the red player, and he's still able to keep up pressure. That makes it very difficult for Sobek. Sobek can snipe a monk here. That's a nice little thing to find. Nice little investment of that early scout, keeping him active and hunting down those relics. Red players' walls are still, have not been pregnated, I suppose you could say. Scorps for blue are coming out. Slav's siege is pretty nasty, and we will have a Mangonel in defense. For now, both players seem happy with waiting for the engagement, but I think if Sobek knew what we know, he would, I don't know, he might think of pushing the action a little sooner. I don't know what he can do, really. Now he's, what, 23 villagers behind? Continuing to fall a little further back. Continuing to build up those knights, though, and looking to get to that, I don't know, maybe that critical mass where he can dive in and do some serious damage to Say My Name. Say My Name, just waiting for his moment, waiting to push the action. He does not really, I don't think he would know how many knights there are back here. If you look at Say My Name scouting, he doesn't actually know that his opponent is on 3 stables. He can probably surmise that he's on 2, but he's been on 3 and now is actually on 4 stables. So could get caught a little wrong-footed. Say My Name could get caught. He will click up in 1 minute, and Pete, you are on the money, man. Say My Name is clicking up. Imperial Age on the way. Sobek on the other side is continuing to produce knights and Scorps. So Sobek's going to make the castle play, and Say My Name is going to make the Imperial play. It's kind of a reverse of last game, where we saw Say My Name falling behind at this point in the match, but this time it's Sobek who's in some trouble. But again, that castle age push can be the great equalizer. If this army can find a little bit of damage, which they should, just roll up and crush Say My Name, Sobek might be able to find a little momentum. We'll see how this one shapes up in a moment. Blue player's going to use that scout on the front to maybe try to pick a monk, or at least see what he's up against. He's going to run in now with the knights, and he will snipe down the mango, I suppose, go for the monks, and use those scorpions behind all of this push. Here we go, guys. It's going down right here, right now. Blue player trying to climb the hill. Scorpions are just starting to fire away. Say My Name will get a fairly cost-effective fight, but I do expect him to lose this as the Scorpion fire does start to roll in and do more damage. Scorpions are coming even closer to the fight. Gonna knock down a couple of crossbows, I suppose. Blue player lost a lot, but he wins the hill, and he will have at least a tiny bit of momentum. Mangonel pops out, does snipe down one of those Scorpions already, maybe sniping a few of them down. Mangonel's still alive for Say My Name, and that's a problem, because he's going to snipe even more of that siege if he can. 3 or 4 Scorpions getting knocked down from that group, and those would have helped a lot against all of these pikes and crossbows. Blue player's going to add in another Siege Workshop on the front. He's going to ram down his opponent's position on the front. Sobek wins this little berm, this little hill, but he doesn't win it convincingly because his opponent hits Imp, and Say My Name still has pikemen coming up the wazoo. 89 villagers for the red player. He's got a 34-35 villager advantage. Sobek's in some trouble. He's going to continue to try to push this while he can. Got to strike while the iron's hot. He will get down a Siege Workshop and maybe some more Rams and Scorpions for him on the front. Knights with +1/+2 for Sobek. He is still not really in a position to click up right away. He's probably still producing behind this. It's a big castle play from him, and it's really the only chance I think he has to pull this game back. For now, he's won that little hill, and maybe he's got a little bit of hope in his heart. That was a good push before red goes Imp, says Uncle Chips. Scorps are a cool move, says Pete. The Scorps there were sneakily good, and the mangonel shots from Say My Name, he was able to pop out a mango in the middle of that battle and take down 3 Scorpions, and I think that's a huge difference maker. More Scorpions coming from blue, but Sobek here does not have enough momentum. Say My Name's got 34 more villagers than Sobek, and it is over. This push on the hill is not going to last forever versus what is a relatively cheap group of units coming out. And Say My Name will grab game number 2 here in pretty convincing fashion. It was a very nice game from Say My Name. Sobek was feeling a little bit behind throughout it. He lost his gold eco, and I think that was the biggest problem for him on his way up to castle. Say My Name with just a couple archers able to idle that gold pile. And the knight production was just very slow to get started, and there was not a whole lot of chance for him to take that one over. So we have an interview with Sobek. Let's go ahead and jump into that, and then we will jump into game number 3. This is Mr. Sobek. All right, everybody. I hope you're enjoying SplitB Tuesdays week number 3. This is Killer B. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're doing a pre-recorded interview here, and I'm here with one of our players today. I'm really excited to get a chance to chat with this guy. Mr. Sobek himself is here. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for letting me play in this show match.
Yeah, man. I'm really glad to have you along and have you on board. Since it is a brief interview and we want to have as small of a delay between games as we can, I'll just fire some questions at you here. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? All of that fun stuff.
Okay, well, my name is Gonzalo, and I'm from Chile. I have 22 years old, and actually I'm a student engineering in university, so I don't spend a lot of time playing Age of Empires, but I love this game, and so I can't stop playing this.
Yeah, man, I know that feeling. It's a really cool way to kind of forget about the troubles of the day. Yeah, like I was saying, man, it's really cool to get a chance to meet you. I do want to fire more questions at you. Your opponent is Say My Name, aka Vienna's Yellow. What can you tell me about him, and how do you match up with him?
Well, I have played many games with him. He's a very cool person, a very nice guy, and yeah, it's a very good player too. So it will be hard to beat him, but yeah, I will try. I know I'm hype about these games. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's going to be a really great matchup. The two of you guys have been around for a while, and I think that you've crossed paths, like you said, a lot, and it could turn into a really fun match. Do you anticipate him being the more aggressive player coming at you early, or do you want to be that player in these matches?
Well, his style is like sometimes he goes forward super aggressive, and other times he just wall and go more eco, you know, more boom builds. But I'm not sure what he's gonna do, since I think depends of the civs and the maps. But yeah, I think that he will go aggressive, you know, more aggressive.
Gotcha. So we'll be ready for anything that comes our way. My next question is, what civs do you play particularly well? What are a couple civs that you plan to draft today that you think you'll have an advantage with?
Yeah, I think that I like Incas. Yeah, very nice civs. Burmese, probably. But to be honest, I'm just sure that I'm gonna ban Koreans. You know, I hate Koreans, so that's for sure a ban. You know?
Oh no, I'm gonna break your heart, man. There's no bans. It's gonna.
No. Oh my God.
uh,
Okay, so I will pick Koreans first then.
I'll make sure that Say My Name doesn't hear this interview prior to the draft because
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I just hate tower rush, you know, and Koreans have the most powerful tower rush in the game, so it's kind of annoying. But yeah, it's no problem. It's okay.
Yeah, man. If that's
I used it to towers, so
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a really interesting answer. And to wrap this thing up, I wanted to ask you. So the whole concept of this thing is that we're splitting the revenue that people donate today with the players who are playing, doing all the hard work. Whether you win the bigger prize or the smaller prize, you had something in mind that you wanted to buy. What is it, and why do you want it?
yeah, like I said in the post, I would like to save some money for a graphic card since my actual graphic card is very old and I would like to keep streaming. You know, I have a stream. I don't stream a lot lately, but I would like to keep streaming in the future. So I need a new graphic card for that to stream in high quality. You know.
Yep, it is amazing how much of a difference it can make. I mean, great players are fun to watch, but great players in 1080p at 30 frames per second is even nicer than if you're at 720 or something. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
I hope we can raise some good money for you.
yeah, thanks, man. You know, probably I will try to. You know, here in Chile it's very expensive the graphic card, so I will try to get in for internet, Amazon, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, very cool. This was a great interview. We're running close to 5 minutes, so I think we should wrap it up soon. But if there's anything else you want to say about how people can maybe find your stream, or if you want to say thanks to the donors, or you want to say good luck to Say My Name, I'll open the floor to you for a couple of seconds, and you can just say your farewell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that my stream is Los Sobek. You can you can see the that figure when I'm streaming, but I want to say thanks to the donators, the sponsors. Say thanks to you once again for this event. And yeah, I don't think that Say My Name needs my good luck, but yeah, good luck to him, and we have a good game, you know.
Yeah. Really great interview there from Sobek. He really was an interesting guy to talk to before the interview, and I think we did a pretty good job nailing it. He had some great answers there. He mentioned that he didn't want his opponent to get Koreans. We saw in the Civ Draft, Sobek's first pick was Koreans. Stop his opponent from getting Koreans. We also see from watching the games that watching the stats, both players kick ass with Mayans, and Sobek was able to grab Mayans. So we'll see if he uses Mayans here or maybe even Koreans in game number 3. Sobek is down 2-0. Civs left are Mayans, Koreans, and Berbers for Sobek, and it is Incas, Magyars, and Indians for Say My Name. So two of these Civs are Civs where I'm thinking like early scout push sort of Civs, and Incas I'm usually thinking towers. So maybe we'll see Sobek. I don't know, what's his best play against that? Maybe he just goes Mayans. It's probably the strongest Civ for him. We will see all of that in a moment. I just wanted to update you guys on the donations. Thanks to everybody who donated and followed today so far. We've already made it really to the goal that we wanted to get to. We've already raised about $60 for the winner and about 40 for the loser of the matches today. Sobek's going for a graphics card. This is a random line. Obviously, you can't buy a graphics card for $55, but that's what I was hoping to send his way if he can end up winning the matches. Say My Name is looking for a new mouse, and he's already, even if he were to lose 3 games in a row, he would already be in shape to grab a new mouse. This dude is playing on a $12 mouse that is 3 years old. So we got to get this. We got to get this dude. We got to get the new mouse under this dude's fingers, and it looks like we're going to be able to do that already. So very, very big thanks for the support to everybody. Sobek and Say My Name, game number 3 coming at you in just a few minutes. I've told the players thank you for waiting, and they can kick it into gear whenever they're ready. They might be taking a brief break. It's been a fun set of games. Sobek probably kicking himself. He probably should have won game number 1. Say My Name really led rail to rail in game number 2. I thought Sobek would go for the scout play and try to do some damage and try to hold him off, but he really walled up, went fast castle, didn't have the gold for knights, and it was a pretty straightforward, pretty powerful looking win from Say My Name there. We'll see in game number 3 if Sobek can pull this one back a little closer and give it the old college try. But let's see. How much does the new mouse cost? The new mouse for Say My Name is only $40. I asked him like what he would want to put the money toward, and he's like, I really like this G102 Prodigy from Logitech, and it's not that expensive of a mouse. I mean, we've seen most players are using a mouse that's a bit beefier than this one, a bit like more buttons on the side for a lot of guys. Who was it? Was it Daniel or was it Project Belgium? I think it was Belgium who wanted the buttons on the side of the mouse. Usually a good gaming mouse is like $60, $80, $100, depending on what you prefer. He's not really going for the most expensive one, but it is going to be a massive upgrade from his $12 mouse. Let's see. How much does the new mouse cost? Sobek will go Mayans. He likes the Mezzo Civs. Well, I think he might decide to do that here. Players have launched already. Spectators are counting down. Game number 3 coming our way in just a few moments, and we'll have it here live for you. Third game of the day. If Say My Name can win, he will win the set, and he will take home the bulk of the donations, 60% of the player fund. But I don't know. I'm cheering for Sobek to bring this back a little closer, and also even if Say My Name wins, we'll probably see a 4th and maybe even a 5th game, just because these guys want to show their talent. And I was telling them, you know, whatever, if you have to go, if time becomes an issue, feel free. But I think we will see at least 4 games here today. Nonetheless, game number 3 counting down as we speak, and we do have Berbers, Mayans, and Koreans left from Sobek. It's a hidden pick game, and we have Incas, Magyars, and Indians for Say My Name. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is upon us. Welcome to SplitB Tuesdays. Thanks for being here. It is Sobek picking the Koreans. Okay, we wondered if Sobek here would pick the Koreans. This is not necessarily his very best Civ, but he does need to find a way to change the momentum in this series. So he's going to go for Koreans, and interestingly, Say My Name is going to go for Incas. These are 2 Civs that can be really aggressive and annoying early in the game with towers. If you were going to get towered by a Koreans player, maybe Incas would be one of the best Civs to defend that with if you're Say My Name. Say My Name's other Civs that he's got left are Indians and Magyars. So I feel okay for Say My Name with this, but he is going to have to absorb some real aggression from a potential masterpiece incoming. Anyway, blue player for now, searching around his map. Sobek is going to be playing in the blue trunks in this one. He will have a gold to the north, berries to the north, 2 back wood lines that are fairly safe. It's a pretty darn good map from that standpoint, but if he's thinking about the Tower Rush masterpiece, he's got both stone piles out on the front of his map. So a little bit clunky for him there. Not perfect, but a pretty good map. I think he can do some damage with this. Often if you get that mining camp down and you wall in those vills, it's not that big of a deal. You can drop a defensive tower. Maybe it's your 4th tower back at home. We'll see if the Koreans player goes up early on maybe 17 vills and into a tower rush. On the other side of the map, it will be Say My Name playing as the Incas. He's got 3 vills out on the wood line now, but I wonder if he'll send a 4th. I wonder if he'll keep the option open for some early game militia. Red player is up 2-0, and he's looking to close this series out and put some money in his pocket. 4th vill is headed out to the wood line, so we may see some early aggression from him. Red player Say My Name, if he's worried about towers, he can wall in his left side. He can take this back gold and back wood. The right side is a little open. You could imagine like towers creeping down from the top of this hill. The stone on the front is awkward for him too. So it's not a great map to defend against towers. I mean, there's hills on all sides of the red player. It's not the worst map, but it's not a great map either. Going to take a couple downhill boar hits, but it looks like he will make it home without losing that villager. Kind of a close one, but red player's going to be just fine. We'll see where that eagle ends up. Look at Say My Name. He's sheep scouting. He's a mile across the map, sheep scouting. What the hell, man? Don't see that very often. Red player pushing in some deer will get his mill up on the front. And we will keep an eye on what Sobek is up to. Sobek with the Koreans, obviously a scary power towering Civ. 2 vills on wood is a pretty good indicator that he's going to go up on something like 17 vills and really try to make an aggressive early game tower push. We'll keep an eye on Sobek here, but I would have to guess that it's going to be basically an all-in tower push. I don't even know if the barracks comes up for quite a while. It's going to be towers and towers and towers and towers. However, that second boar is in kind of late, so we'll see. 3 more villagers are queued up for now. Loom is not in, so it could be 19 vills and then up. That sheep scouting was indeed really weird, and you know what's even weirder? Say My Name's sheep is behind Sobek's scout, and Sobek is going to just miss stealing that sheep, and he probably would have been like, what the hell? If he found that sheep here, you would think like, where the hell is my opponent? Blue player still circling around. Second boar coming in for Say My Name. He'll drop that under the TC and he'll continue his build up. Say My Name has got the wood for a barracks. We haven't seen him start building that yet, but he could still have the option of going into a barracks and men-at-arms. Eagle coming forward for the red player, and he's going to find out what Sobek's up to. Sobek has still not clicked up. He will soon have the food, I would guess, to do it. Loom coming on 19 vills, so it's not the fastest uptime you've ever seen in a Korean's game, but we are seeing villagers moving out to the stone pile, and maybe, just maybe, it is time to see those towers start rolling in. Blue player will click feudal at 7 minutes 10 seconds. 1 vill coming out to drop a mining camp on the front. Other villagers are still powering down food. Sobek does not seem to be ready with his food eco yet. He sent a 3rd villager out to the wood line so that he can afford that mining camp, I suppose. But it is going to be 6 vills coming forward. 2 vills going to stone for now, but we'll keep an eye on this. This is going to be a pretty intense tower push, I would think, from the blue player. But he's having some indecisiveness walking around this pond. Blue player's scout is under a little bit of fire, able to grab a sheep, but he's not going to try to steal it. Red player has a villager out on the front. What is going on here? Say My Name is playing this one in a confusing way. He's got a villager halfway across the map. Is he going to counter tower with 1 vill? What's the plan, man? Barracks coming down. Blue player is going to be able to see that, and the tower rush is coming from the left side for now. Red knows towers are incoming, says Uncle Chips. Indeed he does. Say My Name will wall in that left side, and he probably gets those walls done before his opponent can get things started. Feudal Age still rolling in from the blue player. 2 villagers going to the right, 4 villagers going to the left. Sobek is going to lean into this one. He is really going to try to put the pressure on. He's going to have those villagers on the left are kind of walled out of doing too much, so they're going to work their way over to the right. Red player transitioning over to stone. Blue player's still got 2 sneaky villagers out here to the right, which we'll keep an eye on. But it is tower rush time. 3 vills roll in, but 5-6 villagers for the red player are here. Sobek's going to wall in 2 of those vills, but I don't know if that even helps him because it's 2 versus 2 inside of that little arena. Blue player's scout is still on the other side, and his 2 vills are still sneaking in over there. If you're the red player, you're happy to have denied that first tower, but I wonder if Say My Name knows about these sneaky couple of vills that are rolling up in the back of his economy. He doesn't, because he's going out to mine gold there. Red player chasing these villagers back home, and maybe he's thinking, all right, I thwarted the tower push already. He's going to have a defensive tower down, but he's going to find a tower out here from his opponent in just a couple of seconds. Would not be surprised if he's going to drop an outpost out here to look out for blue. That's a very wise move, and he will do that. In the meantime, that 1 villager has walked his way across the map from Say My Name, and he is going to be able to counter tower this position, assuming that he doesn't have to spend his stone at home. Red player is going to start to feel a little pressure on this left side, but at least for the moment, he is happily defended on the front. His stone pile is safe, and that was kind of one of the weakest parts of his position. Aggro sheep says half a loaf. Indeed, that sheep was out there. He was in it to win it. Sobek coming with his second tower will take away his opponent's gold. I thought that gold would be quite safe from Say My Name, but nothing is safe against the Koreans' tower rush. Red player adding in an archery range on the front. He is going to try to make a push, and there is already a defensive tower up for Sobek. Sobek had to send 4 villagers back. He wanted to do an aggressive 2-sided tower push. He sent 1 side of it back, so he's only got 2 forward vills. That's going to leave Sobek a good amount of stone for towering up back at home, and he's already been able to do some defensive towering. 2 vills on this side have caused a little bit of havoc, but for now, the red player will go out to the front to try to take more gold. That archery range, of course, would be nice to build some archers and put some pressure on. It's going to be hard, though. The gold economy for Say My Name is erratic at best. Couple skirms out for the blue player, trying to hold the line on that side, get a couple of units to stop villagers from building so that he can have a chance to deal with that Korean tower push. 3 villagers now for the blue player are roaming in, and Sobek is going to have a tower coming down on this wood line. His opponent's tower is 65% done, but 4 villagers in the mix, and that Korean's tower will probably go up. It is already halfway up, and we will see how far it can go. That Korean bonus is pretty OP. Scout here from Sobek soaking up a little bit of arrow fire. Villagers should be able to finish this. Looks like they will do so now, and the blue player will do so without losing a vill on that side. So the tower creep continues from Sobek. It hasn't been the most effective tower creep, but it has been annoying. He's already, just with a couple of villagers, snuck into the back of this eco. He's now taken away most of a wood line and a gold pile. So Say My Name is a bit annoyed. Has not killed any villagers. Neither player has. But has defensive towers up at home. And Sobek, who's down 2-0, does have an opportunity here to maybe pull ahead in this one. I think that he's got a chance to pull ahead in this one. He's obviously in need of a win, and he's trying to change things up with the Korean's tower push. One problem, I would say, for Sobek's position is that his opponent is taking this gold pile. I don't know if he's palisade scouting that gold. I don't know if he knows it, but that's a problem, of course. Inca's player is very happy to take some gold out here. It's a clandestine mining camp, to say the least. But your opponent doesn't have a mobile army. Your opponent has an army of, essentially, towers. Very, very stationary. So, of course, you can get away with building a mining camp wherever you want, as long as you're not in the middle of that tower push. Red player Say My Name blundering a couple of units here. He's looking away, and he's going to lose that eagle, which was kind of important. He's going to lose another archer and a spear. He already lost one archer here on the front. So Sobek not only benefiting from a good tower push, but also benefiting from a couple blundered units from Say My Name. Red food eco is amazing. A whole 2 vills on berries. 3 vills on berries and 2 farms now is still a really anemic looking food economy, isn't it? 25 food in the bank for Say My Name. He's a villager behind. He's also lost another spearman to Sobek's TC. And Sobek is putting the screws to Say My Name here in game number 3. Needed to change the momentum, and so far, Sobek has changed the momentum, but it's still a game that he's going to have to try to pin down and hold. For now, that tower on the front is still under pressure. Blue player is trying to keep that repaired and keep his opponent annoyed. Little stone gate from Say My Name is a very nice decision, but he is going to have to go back now. And basically, he will hold that side with a stone gate for the moment. Watchtower coming down in defense for Say My Name, and he's still okay. Never finished this front tower, but Say My Name is still okay. He's trying to counterattack with more watchtowers of his own and a couple of archers of his own. 2 military now out for the blue player, and he has started to add in maybe skirms? I'm not sure. Looks like it is skirmishers coming out for the blue player Sobek. He's going to try to counter those archers. He will continue to build defensive towers where needed. And he's going to have enough stone in the bank, I would think, perpetually to build towers. One problem will be that this mining camp is going to soon be running dry. But he can transition, I believe, to this other stone pile with just 1 more defensive tower. So Sobek here continuing to annoy Say My Name. Say My Name is starting to build up a bit of an army to try to counter push, but it is a 3 villager advantage for blue. That food eco from Say My Name has to be better than it was last time we checked. He's now got nearly 6 farms done. He's also powering down the berries with 5 vills. Say My Name on the way with fletching. His archers are going to be beefed up, and so are his towers. Red player is ready to build some counter towers, and Sobek's kind of run out of momentum on this right side. I think he's done a great job to hold down that gold pile and pin it down, but he's basically perpetually jumping in and out of his towers, and he and his opponent are basically in a stalemate there. There's not a whole lot more ground to be won by the looks of it now. If he can keep that tower up till Castle Age, of course, Koreans will get the free upgrade, and that could help him a lot. I'm disappointed if Say My Name doesn't take that deer, says Gio. Yeah, I know, that deer. Oh, look at Gio. Johnny on the spot. The moment I read your message, this is the moment he goes to take that deer. Blue player Sobek has got his scout almost where he needs to get it. He needs to find this gold pile. I assume that, you know, he knows his opponent has gold somewhere, and he sees the archers. He knows it's not here, so he knows that it's got to be another gold pile somewhere. And he's 1 or 2 panels away from being able to see this whole eco. Red player continuing to tower up the corner. He will defend himself pretty nicely, and Sobek will continue not to know about his opponent's gold eco. Red player Say My Name able to deny that tower on the side, and this OP Korean tower push for the moment has not quite found as much momentum as it had a bit ago. Couple eagles out for the red player to deal with the skirms. I don't know if that's a long-term solution, but at least he can deal with those few skirmishers for now. 250 stone left in the bank here for Sobek. Sobek's eco is probably in better shape with 5 extra villagers. Does have a few idols, but he's got a bit of food and a bit of gold in the bank. Say My Name has a ton of gold in the bank, so he can drop a market probably when he can afford it, and he should very easily be able to click up, buy his way up. Wheelbarrow coming for Sobek, and more towers coming from Say My Name. Very interesting, very aggressive. Game number 3. Of course, the blue player needs to grab a win to keep himself in the running to get the win in this set of 5 games. But so far, his momentum is slowing down a bit. He's going to get a market up back on his opponent's side, and we will see Sobek with the opportunity to buy his way up a bit. Say My Name just used his market, which he dropped down here to buy up some food and get himself ready for the next age. Blue players should be able to drop a castle, but Say My Name should also be able to drop a castle as soon as they get up to the castle age. Wheelbarrow coming for red. He's still not really able to push that position of Sobek. Too many towers, too many guarded positions by the TC and all the towers. Blue player will take those villagers from one stone pile and transition them over to another. And it will be Sobek clicking up first at the castle age by 20-30 seconds. So we've got a tower game on our hands here in game number 3. Korean's player he did get some momentum. He's a little bit wrong-footed. He wasn't able to totally deny the gold economy of his opponent. Say My Name as the Incas has mined a lot of gold and continues to build out, well, now eagles, but initially gold units in the form of archers. Scale mail armor coming for Say My Name. Sobek will get the tower upgrade when he hits the next stage, but he has lost his tower on the front. So Sobek's tower that was really annoying here to Say My Name is gone. This tower will be upgraded, and so will these. And maybe we see a castle drop like somewhere between them. That would be very ballsy, but it could be a possibility. On the other side, Sobek's plans in the castle age are, well, castle drop, and that's all we're really seeing. So maybe it's a war wagon play. He's still just got 1 range and 1 barracks. He has not really done much in the way of fleshing out his ability to produce military. Sobek's, please scout the stuff. He doesn't know the gold mining operation nor the range. Sobek's in trouble. Sobek's in trouble. Would be really nice to know about that that gold mining, that clandestine mining camp. Castle Age is in. Gold mining coming. Fletching coming. Blue player does not have any more villagers here on the front. Looks like he evacuated said vills. Back at home, he's dropping a castle somewhere, and that's going to come up right in the middle of his eco. So Sobek with a bit better economy, couple villagers ahead of his opponent, Say My Name, but Say My Name will hit the castle age now, and maybe, just maybe, Say My Name will have an extra TC a bit sooner than his opponent. Immediate siege workshop coming down for the red player. He's going to try to defend his position with that. He's still got a tower that's a third of the way built on the front. I don't know why he didn't finish it, but he's busily working away at getting a little bit more stone. Maybe a castle on this hill would be a killer defensive position for Say My Name. Say My Name's got eagles, and Sobek's got real problems now. Eagle Scouts are being upgraded to Eagle Warrior. Chainmail armor is coming. Squires is coming. There's a lot of towers here. Blue can turtle up. He can maybe survive this, but if you imagine this tower on its own, it's not going to stand forever. Eagles can basically run up and rub noses with it. Nice quick walling there from Sobek. He's able to keep those eagles out of the main part of his eco. Oh, amazing quick walling. Houses coming up all around the horn, and those eagles are running straight toward a castle. War wagons are out, and eagle warriors, they will idle a lot of this eco. It's not a total 100% win for Sobek, but very nice quick walling, and the eagles will go back. The element of surprise is certainly gone now. The red player's eagles will go back, and he will continue to try to knock down towers now with a ram. On top of this hill will be a monastery, not a castle yet. Say My Name can afford it. Maybe he gets one down soon, but for the moment, the eagle warriors are going back. So, 47 villagers for blue, second TC up on top of the hill. Red player is on 46 villagers. VNA, Say My Name, does have a second TC up in the north of his little village as well. Rams are starting to knock down some of these towers, and, you know, we're kind of resetting into a somewhat equal position. The scores would suggest Sobek is up by a few hundred points. He does have towers all around his base and a castle smack dab in the middle of it to protect everything. But it's not an infallible position forever. It's certainly a good defensive spot for now. But Sobek's going to have trouble doing damage, I think, and this castle on the front for the red player is now solidifying his gold eco even more. So Say My Name will start to win back his map. He will start to grab relics, and Sobek on the other side will continue to pump out some more wagons. We may see some wagon raiding. The wagons are circling all the way around the far side of the map. And we shall see if Sobek can get in some damage and grab a win in game number 3. For now, he's in a fine spot, very defensive position with all of those towers up. Red player does have eagles. Those eagles seem to be multiplying in number. +2 defense is already in for Say My Name. Say My Name's got 52 vils. Sobek's got 55, and it's anybody's guess who's going to be clicking up first. Food eco for Say My Name. Let's see. Farm number is, well, let's approximate here. I think he's got a few more farms than Sobek does. Probably spending a bit more wood, though. 3rd TC coming up in the back for Mr. Sobek, and we will continue to see wagon production coming out. War wagons are a sneaky, well, not even sneaky. They're an expensive unit. I was going to say they're sneaky expensive. Pretty taxing on the wood and gold eco. Eagles are a bit, well, they're still quite expensive on gold, of course, but I don't know. I always feel a little pinched in the early game with war wagon production. Sobek right now he's doing fine. Keeping 3 TCs going, I expect pretty nicely. His villager count is 61. The wagon number is somewhere around 16. I believe pretty much his whole eco is wagons. Trying to run in and knock down rams, but he can't quite get the job done with his war wagons. Of course, rams do pretty well to soak up wagon fire. Red player will grab a convert. Some players like to go monks versus war wagons, and we will see a 3rd TC down for Say My Name. So these ecos are going to expand at similar rates, and the military for now, for Sobek, is going back. He's going to send a few wagons to the left to try to raid if he can, but I don't think there's a ton to be gained there. His war wagons, for the most part, are in full retreat versus those eagles. They really can't do too much. Sobek heading back, grabbing padded archer armor, continuing to build up the number of wagons, and we'll see how it goes. He needs a militia line as a shield. Yellow needs Kamyuk. Yellow could go Kamyuk. I don't think he's going to go there yet, but he could. For now, it is monks and eagles. Kamyuk's an interesting idea. I wonder if he will. Yeah, a couple Kamyuks coming out. How about that, man? Promedio is all over it. Even with the Kappa face, I'm still going to give you credit for calling that out. Couple Kamyuk coming for the red player, because why not? Sobek roaming into the back of this eco now with a couple of wagons, and they will do a pretty decent job to idle some economy. A little bit of damage here and there can be very important, because these guys are both going to hit Imp. As it's going now, they should hit Imp at similar times, but Say My Name losing his wood eco could be a little bit annoying for him. Excuse me. Say My Name is pushing back these wagons now. He's doing just fine to circle the wagons, if you will. For now, Sobek is still building up the food that he needs to click up, and so is Say My Name. These two guys are going to hit Imp, I believe, at a similar time. It's going to be Barracks and the militia line for the blue player. We'll see a couple Kamyuks out for red, but he's mostly defending himself with monks. Those monks are quite formidable versus war wagons, but a nice bit of micro from Sobek to go back with the main batch of the army and use a couple to circle back around. Monks under a little fire. You can see how quickly they melt versus war wagons. And for now, the wagons will win the day on the right side. On the left side, though, Say My Name is expanding out his stone eco. He will click up soon, and he will have another castle soon. His eagle warriors are still roaming around, and he's keeping the war wagons at bay. But man, it's anybody's match. We've got 400-point score lead for the blue player. He's got 1 castle down. So does red. Both guys are thinking about Imp. Say My Name dropping a castle right now on top of this hill. If he can get that completed, it will be very, very nice for him. Blue player is probably dropping a castle as well somewhere, but we'll check back in on that in a moment. Sobek roaming in and doing what damage he can. Say My Name will be up to Imp first, but Sobek should click up any second now. That castle is on, ooh, it's only on 75%, so these wagons can probably grab a few more vills before it's done. Looks like the castle will complete. Sobek would have probably had a really nice field day with this if he could have found it a little bit sooner, but he will eventually grab a couple vills and then get out of dodge. Blue player's wagons on the right side of the map are kind of countered by eagles, and he's not able to get too much done there. So Sobek trying to do a lot of annoyance. He will have a nice little eco lead, but he will be the second one up to the Imperial Age. Siege Workshop's coming down for the red player, so maybe he's thinking about Rams here in the future. Blue player did build a lot of barracks, but he has just now started the Man-at-Arms upgrade, so he's not going to be clicking up terribly early. 2 castles down for blue. One on this left side hill, which is a nice hill, but there is not really anything that protects so much. It just gives him a place to retreat to, I suppose. Other castle is in the middle of the eco. Sobek will have a 3rd castle soon, and maybe it will come up maybe on the right side somewhere. Don't really know, but I think defending this late game gold pile could be very useful. Sobek's going back. The red player is Say My Name, aka Yellow. He's starting ram production. He does have some cameos coming out as well. For now, he's a little bit on the back foot, kind of turtling up, waiting for Imp, trying to defend against the war wagons. But we'll see. We'll see. Sobek's numbers are pretty high. He's got a high value unit. For the most part, the red player is needing a little bit more time to get this done, and he's going to try to drop a castle in a spot where I just don't foresee a castle going up. War wagons roll in. A couple of monks here to grab some conversions, but those monks, well, they'll get 1 convert, I think. But they will be denied. Castle will not go up just yet, and Sobek will slow down what could be an important castle position. It's an important castle position for red. For now, it's just 1 battering ram that I can see, so it's not as though Sobek's going to lose his castles right away here. For now, the red player, or rather the blue player, is up, and he is adding in a market back at home. His eco can support, well, continued war wagon production. Not sure if he's going to try to pop out Trebs. He is trying to go down the militia line. Already the long swordsman. 2-handed swordman on the way. It's a bit of a strong reaction. He has not seen the huge number of cameos on the map. I think that those 2-handed swords, or rather, 2-handed swords will do okay versus cameo here, but I think that he's expecting a bigger eagle push, and not quite as many cameos in the mix. Say My Name has 4 relics so early, lots of gold. Good point, Gio. 4 relics in the bank already. The 5th relic is way in the back of Sobek's eco. So Sobek should be able to grab at least that 1 if we get deep in the game. Those 4 relics can really make a huge difference. For now, the Gordian knot that Say My Name is going to have to untie if he's going to win this game is that huge batch of war wagons. War wagons and 2-handed swordsmen, chainmail armor coming. That's a little bit of a tricky group to push against for red. For now, it is going to be Sobek's position to try to push. Defending, at least for now, with mostly cameos. Capture Ram and Bracer coming for Say My Name as well. I've only seen the 1 Siege Workshop from Say My Name, but there is actually 2 Siege Workshops down. Capture Ram upgrade coming in. He's going to have 3 Rams ready. Not exactly ready for a big Ram push, but a couple of Slingers in the mix as well. Oh, it feels good to see some Slingers on the map. Missing some onager shots from the Koreans, says Leo. So far, it has not been Sobek's opportunity to go for that. He doesn't have a Siege Workshop yet, but it is a very nice idea. For now, it's all in for the War Wagon play. Those War Wagons are not elite, but they probably will be eventually. There's too many of them here not to upgrade. Trebs are starting to roll out, and how do you push against this army if you're the red player? I don't know if you do. Cameos in decent numbers, Slingers in decent numbers on the front. You can push in as a little counter-aggression, but I don't know if you can really save this castle, can you? There's a huge bank of war wagons waiting for you, and there's a decent number of 2-handed swords, which are soon to be champion for Sobek. This is a tough spot for red. Red player's going to send his army over here and consider pushing this position, but he's going to have to do it against continued soon-to-be champion production, and these war wagons are pretty nimble. It's going to be hard to knock them down. For now, Say My Name is repairing that castle on the hill. I don't like this position at all for Say My Name. I don't like it at all. My spider sense could be off, but the champions for the blue player are a huge problem. Cameos will roll in. They may even be able to knock down these Trebs, but they're not ready for this. They're not ready for this. Sobek's going to push this back. He will eventually continue to chip away at that castle with 3 Trebs, and he should win that castle. Blue player is not doing any raiding. Those dots are leftover dots from the early game, and we aren't seeing any counter raiding. We're just seeing both players waiting for a big fight on this front hill. Red player is still trying to get in Elite Eagle Warrior to try to push this position, even though his opponent has gone champion. What else can you really do versus War Wagon in this situation? I don't really know what the answer is. Kamiyuk does not seem to be the answer. They don't really match up super well against this group. But we'll see. 4 Trebs are out, and those 4 Trebs are a big investment. They need to stay up. They need to roll in and try to knock down this TC in the next castle. Ram's on the way over from the red player. He's going to have to push in against champions. And Say My Name is... he's sending a couple units here and there to test this army, but he's not getting hugely good trades, I wouldn't think. I don't think he's getting great trades. Champions will knock down a couple of the Rams. 4 Trebs are still up. Trebs are sniping. Trebs are sniping slingers. That's a sentence I've never said before. Treb firing in on the slingers, and Leo is, he's saying that the slingers will die easy versus wagons, and they kind of are dying pretty easy. Rams are trying to roll in, but Say My Name has not gotten any momentum in this fight. More barracks coming down for the blue player, more champions coming out for him. He never went to Elite War Wagon because he's spending it on champs and he's spending it on Trebs, and fair enough, it seems to be working. Those 4 Trebs have knocked down a TC. They can pack up and continue to roll into this eco, and Say My Name has a lot of questions, but not so many answers at the moment. He needs some real answers very, very quickly. What do you do against War Wagons and Champions as the Incas? He's going Chemistry, he's going Blast Furnace, he's got a good number of Slingers still, he's got a couple of Elite Eagle Warriors, but it does not feel like a very advantageous position. 30 military total for Red, he's only on 91 Vils. The Koreans player Sobek needed to win this game, and he's on the way to getting one. However, the game is not over yet. We saw Say My Name pull out a pretty impressive win in Game 1. And Sobek here in Game 3, he should continue to trap down this position. He should have an army that I don't think Say My Name can break, but you never know, I guess. That's why we play the game. Those extra pointy boys are scary. They are a bit, yeah, they are a bit scary looking. He's talking about the Kamiyuks. A little bit of a scary looking unit, but this is still not a position that Say My Name can break yet. He's adding in more Elite Eagles. Of course, 10 defense versus arrow fire will certainly do nicely versus the wagons, but the champion number could be a problem. Blue player has to micro this properly to get good trades, but he's continuing to trap down this position. It's a TC, 2 castles, now a siege workshop. The Trebs are still firing away, and they're still really undeterred by this. Say My Name is giving up a bit of his eco. He's trying to find a way to push back against this. The Ram number continues to increase. The red player is going to have to find a way to push back. The champion number right now is a bit low, so if there was ever a time to strike, it might be right here, right now. War Wagon's still hanging on the hill. Even though Eagles soak up a bunch of arrow fire, they're still going down pretty quick. They're basically getting one-shotted by this group. The Rams will roll toward the Trebs, but I don't know if they get there. If Blue positions nicely, he can probably block the Rams. He actually didn't position very nicely, and now he's going to try to retreat the Trebs. He will lose a few Trebs here, I think, but the Rams will eventually go down. 4 Trebs still alive for the moment. Say My Name losing a lot and getting 1 Treb out of it. Oh boy. Oh boy. For now, Say My Name buys a few more moments of life, but his Slingers, well, let's see. Slingers with a couple Eagles in front of him need to make some progress. Blue player is happily on 116 Vils. Sobek with a good amount of resource in the bank to play with. Say My Name hurting a little bit on gold, but he has moved out to this extra gold pile in the north, which is very notable. He's also got 4 relics, so Say My Name will have some gold economy as the game rolls on. Say My Name will try to come out and drop a mining camp and a siege workshop. He's lost a few castles, he's lost a little bit of positioning, but at least for the moment, he's made Sobek ease off the gas a little bit. Militaries are similar in size, and let's see how this goes, Uncle Chips. No gold for the elite wagon. Say My Name is going to come back. Ooh, Geo and Say My Name are thinking, Geo and Uncle Chips are thinking Say My Name has a road back. He certainly does have a road back if he isn't slowed down a bit. It is going to be a little bit of a unit transition for the blue player. He's going to add in archery ranges and skirmishers. Hand cannons. Hand cannons. Oh, man. Hand cannons on the way. Sobek right now is sitting on 24 gold miners still. Say My Name is actually only having 17. So Sobek's got a little bit of gold economy left. It's going to be raided for a moment here, but ultimately he wants to transition to hand cannons with a couple of champions in front of it. Ring Archer armor coming, handcart. Oh, handcart. Oh, Sobek forgot handcart all this time. Town Watch, Ring Archer, Conscription. The blue player is ready to make a counter push, but he is not going to be given any time to do so because here comes Say My Name with Siege Ram and Slingers. Siege Ram and Slingers. What in the hell? Siege Ram and Slingers right now are pushing this position, and let's see how it goes. The Eagle rating has been cleaned up for a moment. Champion numbers continue to come out, but those things are going to melt versus Slingers. Slingers, however, though, they're focusing 1 or 2 champs at a time, which is massive overkill. So a couple of the Rams will die. Blue player will slow down the roll of this push by a bit and give himself some time for hand cannons. Although he lost a lot of champions for cheap there, it might be worth it because he's buying himself a little bit of time. War Wagons going back, they of course will take forever to kill the Siege Ram. Monks healing up, red player is sending in Siege Rams unguarded for now. Crop rotation coming for Say My Name. His army should be pretty much fully beefed up at this point in the match. 57 military for red and just 56 military for the Koreans player in blue. The problem right now is that number of slingers. It's not really the Eagles. They're pretty hard countered by the hand cannons and champions. Hand cannons on the hill are hoping to get in some damage even versus the slingers, but Sobek is losing some position. He's still got a gold pile on the left side. Say My Name doesn't know about it, but Say My Name is going to come over and crush the left side of this eco, and the red player continues to make advances on all sides of the map. Couple Eagles here and there raiding. Still trying to push this hill. I don't know if he can, but he's going to try it. Slingers versus War Wagons, not exactly the fight that the red player wants, but his Eagles are soaking up so much arrow fire from the War Wagons that the Slingers are just getting free reign. The player's going to continue to try to push this hill. Sobek's going to continue to try to hold it. Very important mining gold on the left for Sobek. Very important mining camp on the right for Say My Name. Say My Name grabbing guilds. Sobek grabbing heavy plow. A little late on the heavy plow, but guilds in order to use the market, I suppose. Red player still trying to push this position. The War Wagon number is dwindling a bit. It is still a ton of arrow fire being soaked up by those siege rams. Sobek certainly wants to kill the slingers and not the rams, but he's trying to block position here to hold his castle on top of the hill. Has no melee units left. Trying to build out champions with Say My Name is sniping them down, I would think, as fast as they can be made. So this castle may not make it much longer. Blue player able to get some good trades here. Needs to get in some shots on these slingers. He's focusing down the rams. He needs to shoot the slingers. Castle is, I think it's a foregone conclusion, but we'll see. So should drop, but the red player's push on this side is running a little low on momentum. He's starting to add in more Eagles. He's starting to double down on this. We'll see if he can get the job done. Sobek on his side is on still a ton of barracks, and they're all queuing champions, so he is really going to be ready to try to make another push at this. In the meantime, the slinger number on this side of the map is not quite so scary. The main bank of slingers is on the left. Say My Name has taken the score lead by 2K now, and Sobek, who looked like he had this one by the balls, is actually in a bit of trouble. Having a bit of trouble. Sobek has had a nice safe gold eco on this left side. His gold in the back of his economy is now gone. And he's probably down to what? 10 gold miners? Yeah, 10 gold miners exactly. Say My Name on the other side has 7, but he's got the 4 relics. Slingers, siege rams, still rolling toward this economy. Champion number is starting to increase. As long as Sobek can get in with not so many slingers firing away, it's not that bad of a position for him. He needs to focus fire those war wagons, I think, onto the slingers. And he can probably still hold the middle. Blue player is pushing back on the left after that big push from Say My Name. He has retreated back to his own hill. Castles are still 2-1 for Sobek, but the relics are still 4-0 for Say My Name. 0 gold on Sobek, no income anymore. Say My Name sitting on 1k gold. Sobek, well, Sobek still has some gold eco on the left side. He's still got 10 villagers mining away, but at this point in the game, it's a big pinch for him. He's got 40 gold in the bank. He's got 40 gold in the bank. He's going to have to transition into something a bit cheaper as the game rolls on. He's still got those war wagons alive, but they're still not elite. Can't afford elite. He went into hand cannon production to try to find a unit that would counter both the slingers, or at least not get horrible trades versus the slingers, and be able to deal with the eagles. but the number of hand cannons here is not really scary. It's not a scary number. In the meantime, the red player's pushing in on the other side. He's transitioned into elite skirms. He's still got a big bank of slingers, and he's got enough stone to drop a castle. Sobek is not going to be having much gold or stone for the rest of the game. Not going to have much 56 for the rest of the match. Let's see. On the other side, Say My Name has also seemingly run out of stone and gold to mine. So, those relics for the red player should help him continue to produce. Maybe Siege Ram is what he spends that gold on. He does have a couple of elite eagles still alive. But we've got a little bit of a match still going. It's a really, really tough position for blue. He's going to deny that castle for a moment. He's losing a lot of units to the elite skirms, but he'll grab down a couple of rams, maybe? No, those rams are going to survive on like 12 HP. Say My Name up on top of the hill, and Sobek's in trouble, man. He's in trouble. He's been in trouble for a little while, and I don't know if there's light at the end of the tunnel. Our boy in blue has run out of gold to mine. Say My Name is still sitting on 1,000 gold. Sobek is on 129, and that number is not going to click up anymore unless he uses the market, which I'm sure the prices are terrible at this moment. So, we have a game that is starting to go into the control of Say My Name, and it could be his third win in this series, and it could guarantee him the lion's share, the bigger share of the prize pool. The GG comes in from Sobek, the GG comes in from Say My Name, and we had a very, very nice third match on our hands. It went an hour and 5 minutes deep. The War Wagons and Towers nearly pulled it out into a insurmountable lead for Sobek. But at the end of it, Say My Name survived those early Imperial Age punches to the stomach, and he does bring home game number 3. So, Sobek chose Koreans so that Say My Name couldn't, but at the end of the day, Say My Name was able to hold him off with the Incas in game number 3. So, let's pop out of here, guys. Let's see if the players are interested in playing more matches. If they feel like it's time to call it a day, they can. I will tell them to go anytime they're ready if they want to. You know, we have played 3 pretty long games, so if they want to call it a day, I understand, especially in Sobek's position, having lost 3 in a row. We're hoping to play all 5 matches just for the fun of it today, but there's no real pressure. This is just a fun event to give these guys a chance to show off their skills. I will tell them to go anytime they're ready if they want to, but there is no pressure on those guys. It will be Say My Name taking home the lion's share of the pool, the 60% of the pool, but you know what? Sobek's going to leave with a very nice prize. He put on some good fights, just came up short. There were 2 games there that he was competitive in, very close in, but Say My Name was able to hold on in both Game 1 and Game 3 to grab those victories. I'll show you guys where we're at as far as the prize pools and the civs go, and we'll let the players decide if they want to play out the rest of the series. So we saw Koreans used there by Sobek, and we saw Incas used by Say My Name. Let's go ahead and turn the screen capture on so you can see what's cracking here. You can see that I'm on 59% battery. We're still afloat. It's all good, man. I can play 5-game end. Okay, Say My Name can still play, so it will be up to Sobek if he wants to keep going. Mayans and Berbers left for Sobek. Magyars and Indians for Say My Name. Although the bigger prize will go to Say My Name, obviously, if these guys want to keep playing, they certainly have that option. Of course, it's SplitB Tuesdays, so the whole point of this thing is to split any donations with the players. We've had some really kind donations to start the stream off. The winner of this set, which is going to be Say My Name, will pull home about 60 bucks. And the loser here, second place for Sobek, is not so bad either. It's 40 bucks in the prize pool for him already. So some very kind, generous donations, especially thanks lately. The last few have been Life of Tony and Gloken, and Scarface gifting a sub over to Tato. Big thanks to Tato for the host earlier as well. So we've got another game, question mark? Yeah, we do. Players have launched in. Sobek is ready to play. He wants to win one for the Gipper, and I really respect that he's ready to play a 4th game. I'm sure he's disappointed. Sobek, I'm sure, is extremely disappointed in losing game 1. I think he had it in a good position. Of course, he's up against an extremely high-class player in Say My Name, so you never really know until the GG is in. But I know that he felt he should have won game 1, which is frustrating. Game number 2 was Say My Name's game from rail to rail. In game 3 there, Sobek had a chance. He had a moment, but he could not really sustain the momentum. So they're going to play the 4th game at least. Sobek still has Mayans left. That's probably his strongest civ, at least from win percentages that I saw on Vubli. And we'll see Say My Name with Magyars and Indians left. So both of these guys ready to go at it here in game number 4. Salty, this is my chat now. Sobek still won the mouse. Well, Sobek is actually going for a graphics card. Maybe I'm a little confusing as I switch glasses. So Sobek is saving up for a graphics card, which is a very expensive item. It's like $300. So we were never really going to get all the way to his goal, but he's going to obviously, you know, use the money that he wins toward that graphics card, which will be, as it stands now, about $40. Say My Name needs a new mouse. His mouse is only $40, but maybe we can convince him to buy a nicer one because he's going to have at least $60 sitting in his pocket at the end of this series. Hello, Craves. Just passing. Hey, Daniel. Wait, wow. Burmese was left out? Let's see. Yeah, Burmese were left out of this one. So, Daniel, since you're coming in late, I'll tell you how it went down. The Koreans were picked first by Sobek. Sobek. Sobek wanted to stop Say My Name from getting Koreans. He told me that in his interview. And he did that by choosing Koreans with his very first pick. Sobek wanted to go all Mezzo, but Say My Name was grabbing Mezzo civs right off the bat. We eventually got to the point in the draft where there's still a bunch of strong civs left, and nobody soaked up the Burmese, man. Game number 4 is upon us, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into that. I will show you that in full screen 1080p beauty. It will be the Mayans for the blue player Sobek, and it will be Magyars for Say My Name. So, Say My Name has tied up this series. He'll win the bigger part of the pool, but Sobek is still here. He's still got his pride. He's still got some energy left. He's going to go for it in this match. And I don't know. Let's play a drop.
Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Just a grown man listening to Beyonce with a bunch of other grown men. Nothing weird about that. We will see the blue player with Mayans, probably his strongest civ, at least from what I could tell from his win percentages on Vubli. He will be taking on Say My Name as the Magyars. Magyars, of course, an extremely strong 1v1 civ. No surprise whatsoever that these two civs were chosen. And we've seen this matchup several times. Mayans with that extra early Vil make them a bit strong, a bit difficult to deal with, but we'll see how this one rocks and rolls. So the blue player for now is building out his wood economy on the back. Mayans player has found a few of his sheep. He will have back stone, back gold, back wood line. Not bad. That's a pretty good starting map. Berries on the front could be harassed a bit if Say My Name were to go into some scouts. Could be a bit annoying. This whole left ridge line is a bit awkward as well. You can imagine attacks being launched from the top of that hill, which would be quite annoying. But it's not a terrible map at all for Sobek. I think he's in pretty good shape with the back resource piles. Let's see if he double lumber camps this back wood line. I think he has to later on in the game. Not really another wood line for him, so I think he's got to put 2 lumber camps there, which is always a bit risky. The red player, Say My Name, will have a wood line on the front. He's got no backwood, so I guess he'd be a little bit jealous of Sobek's position. Does have a nice deer patch to the side if he wants to push a few deer. Gold on the back for him, berries on the back for him. Not a bad map at all. Magyars player here is a little bit uncomfortable because his opponent could end up going archers and could pressure this front wood line, and if he does, where the hell do you go for wood? Do you come out to here? I don't want to, but you might have to. We will have to see how this one shapes up. Sobek has yet to solve Say My Name's riddles, but he's going to give it another shot here, another try. Game number 4 is upon us. Boars are dropping, players are scouting around the map. Say My Name searching around his side for now, and we will see the Mayans player just finding his last 4 sheep. No, it's 3-0. Indeed. What did I just join into? Hey, Minecrafter. we are doing a little event. It's called SplitB Tuesdays. It's my idea, for better or for worse, to try to give the spotlight to some guys who are badass players who might not really have badass streams yet. For instance, Sobek here wants to put any money that he wins. We're splitting the revenue with the players, by the way. That's the whole point of SplitB, to upgrade his stream by getting a better graphics card. And I think that's a really cool thing. I mean, we get some great entertainment on a Tuesday, and these guys get a little money for, you know, making their gaming setup better. Almost every player in the whole series, I think every player essentially ended up putting money toward AOC in one way or another. 4 vills on the back wood line for Sobek. He is going to have loom already, so don't worry about those downhill boar hits. Luring in his second boar as we speak. 17 vills and up. Beefing up the berries. Life is good on his side of the map. Blue player has roamed forward to find his opponent's position, but he hasn't quite struck gold yet. He's found extra gold piles, but not quite found his opponent's eco. Sobek can come in and try to steal something, but it's pretty late. It's pretty late in the game. I mean, 18 villager point. Players of these calibers are not gonna be missing resources. Let's see. Crave's got timed out. Sorry about that, buddy. Sorry about that, man. I still have my bot set to block links just because I've gotten so many like creepy people coming in on my stream and dropping weird links. Obviously, that's not meant to block you, man. Maybe I should do it like if you've been in the channel for a couple, and maybe there's a setting I can do. Anyway, sorry about that. Loom coming for Say My Name, up on 20 villagers. Maybe he is going to go for a scout play. Why not? Not sure yet. He is doing a little bit of walling back at home. Has not gone out to the gold economy just yet. Has not dropped farms either, though, so I'm not exactly sure what the long-term plan is. Red player walling in, Feudal Age on the way, and we'll keep an eye out, but it looks like a scout build to me. Blue player is adding in a barracks back at home, and he will go Feudal Age at 802 on 22 villagers. And we will see the Mines player come out to drop down a mining camp, and it looks like he will go for the men-at-arms play. At least he'll have the opportunity to. First militia has not been queued, but it may come any moment. Yeah, Sobek on the way to that first militia. Craves got ripped. Sorry, bro. Project Belgium and Daniel put on a show in week number 1, and they are here together. Maybe they... I wish you guys had, like, some hatred, some vitriol for each other. That would be a good storyline. But 2 absolute gentlemen, I would say. Really a pleasure to have you guys there in week 1. Let's see. Militia rolling out for the blue player. He's housed for a moment. A little bit tricky with that extra mines villager. Got housed up, but he'll drop down, power down a house, and get out his 3rd man-at-arms. Sobek has found his opponent's position, and he's found some walls already. It's probably triggering him to understand that this is all now walled in. Barracks coming down, he saw that as well, and Sobek will roll toward the back of the eco. It's going to be really difficult to do much with those men-at-arms, because they're still coming across the map, and they're going to hit, they're going to hit a double wolf position. Oh, man. This is, well, 1 wolf is triggered. Oh, the 2nd wolf gets triggered too. Oh, this is not so good. If you're blue here, I think you should certainly decide, okay, I'm not going men-at-arms, right? He micros around the wolf, keeps the 3 militia alive, but he can see the writing on the wall, right? There's no way to get in the left side of this eco. It's going to be walled in and blocked in eventually. He knows his opponent's going to have scouts, and he's already got 1 militia that is essentially, you know, on life support. So F it, man. Don't go men-at-arms. Drop the archery range down. I think that's absolutely the right decision. Even a noob like me would have to identify that as the right decision. Blue player still trying to roam forward, still trying to use his militia to jockey position around those first couple of scouts. He sees the writing on the wall, sees the stable down, knows what's coming his way from Say My Name. Say My Name is going to build out some scouts. He is going to have continued scout production, I suppose, for quite some time. Not sure if he was able to get Horse Collar, but I would imagine so. He was up on 20 vills. I think he could have been up on 19, but he did do some walling, so maybe he's still on the verge of affording it. But nonetheless, continued scout production for red, and he's in good shape. We are in the same team now, Killer B. Crave says SY. Oh, you guys joined SY. Oh, nice. Congratulations. That's a hell of a team to join up on. What do you mean, Belgium? What team are you guys in? Elaborate a bit, my friend. Okay, blue player is just trying to be a little bit annoying with these militia. Of course, they're not going to get much done, and they actually don't even get a single hit in, do they? They get 1 or 2 hits in on those scouts. But really, Sobek has given up on the idea of going men-at-arms, and he's transitioning over into some archers. Does he have a spearman out? Yep, already has 2 spearmen out, guarding this back gold pile. He's got 6, 7 villagers on gold already, 7 vills, so 2 range archer production seems fine to me. And the red player starts to roll in. We'll see if he can do some damage. Berries for now will be under some pressure, but there will be some archers popping out maybe when the spearmen come over. And I don't know how much opportunity there is for Say My Name. Glad I'm sure to give a little idle time and a little annoyance to Sobek. Continued scout production for the red player. But it's going to be difficult to push this position and really gain much. It's hard to gain like a villager in this spot, right? Double spearmen are down. The question is, how deep is Say My Name going to go into scouts? And the answer is, well, so far, pretty deep. Getting the +1 damage upgrade for free. He will run in past the escape route for those villagers, and he's going to trap Sobek's vills. Oh, I did not think Sobek was going to lose villagers here, but Say My Name has proven me absolutely wrong. Spearman getting in a couple of pokes, Sobek sending in some more spears. Say My Name is running away from that. Could have engaged it, I suppose, but 8 archers is still maybe not enough to really scare those scouts away from this position. Oh, Sobek's in trouble, man. Say My Name is circling around toward that back gold, and this group of scouts is really a scary-looking group. Blacksmith coming for the blue player. He needs to wall in this gold piler. He needs to abandon ship. Gotta do something soon, because it's not gonna end well for him. Yeah, he's gonna abandon ship on that side. 3 spearmen coming over. He's still reluctant to commit any of the archers. It looks like he wants to push forward with the archers instead of coming back with them. Spear's still pushing the hill, but I don't know, man. This is a tough position. Blue is a little too slow, and he's still losing idle time and has lost a couple vills already. Those archers for the blue player are coming out. Still no fletching in for them, but they will slowly start to roll forward here in a moment. Red player, Say My Name, could still do more damage. He could either grab a couple more vills on the berries that are unguarded by Sobek at the moment. He could even go and try to find this group of archers. I mean, fletching is not yet done, and there are no spearmen along with that group. So after 3 villagers have lost their lives, along with the spearmen on the front, the red player's army is still mostly untouched. Okay, it's a tough position for Sobek. Say My Name is going scale barding armor, and he's going bloodlines, and he's going to continue to raid this economy. He saw those archers pushing out because he had a scout that got sniped. So he knows what's coming, I think, but what he has done is basically house-walled himself in on the back. Tough spot. Sorry to ask the same question, but what's their Voobly rating, says Uncle Chips? Yeah, I think Sobek was 2150 coming into this, and Say My Name was actually really close to 23. Maybe he was above 23. But yeah, ultimately 2.1, 2.2 is a really good answer. Still continued scout production from Say My Name, and he's going to pincer this group of archers. Archers will push back into that wood line and try to decrease their surface area as much as possible, but we will see this army become quite a bit smaller. Still 3 scouts poking away at all sides. Red player is trying to run around and dodge arrow fire as much as he can. But the archers here from Say My Name, they will get in some damage, but they will get cleaned up, rather from Sobek. So Sobek will lose his archers on the front. His military number is down to 11. He's got another group of archers coming soon. He's also going scale mail armor, and he's going for a second barracks. Red player has gone really deep into scouts, and you heard the sound of a stable. That's because there are 3 stables coming down from Say My Name. Say My Name has got a few vills out on gold. He wanted to afford bloodlines a little bit earlier on. Now he's keeping a couple vills out there. He will click up eventually. If he wants to keep 3 stable scouts rolling, I think it's going to slow his uptime, but he's doing fine on food. I'm sure he's farming like a madman back at home. Still has the bulk of his army alive. It is a 14-unit military, and of course, +1/+1 in bloodlines. Triple stable scouts coming for the red player. Sobek is going to try to hold this off with spears and archers. If he only knew what we know, he would probably want to just hang out at home, maybe wall in a bit more and just turtle up, because winter is coming, man. Winter is coming, and the hardest thing about this position is that Say My Name does not have to fight this army. His army is faster. He can see that huge bulk of units out there, and he can just keep running. That group can come to take on the walls, but they will slowly have to pick their way through the walls. 4th stable coming for the red player. He's still hanging in defense. He could circumvent this army and head towards Sobek's eco, but he's decided not to yet. Actually, it looks like, say my name, losing a little control of his army, will lose a couple units. Looked like he was going to engage. So, Sobek has a chance, pushing out, keeping Say My Name busy. Say My Name, though, is going to come back with a massive group of scouts. The one bonus, I suppose, for Sobek here, why aren't they poking? The spearmen are just standing ground. Oh no, the spears didn't even, they didn't do much of anything there. The one bonus for Sobek is now he can see what's coming. The problem is he really doesn't have enough time to deal with it. There's too many scouts there. There's way too many scouts there. Sobek can click up any moment, but I don't know if there's a way for him to survive the onslaught that's coming his way. It is 20, approximately, scout calves coming his direction. Well, 22 total, 3 of them behind. So let's call it 18. Scouts with bloodlines +1/+1 rolling toward this eco, and all you got to defend with is 6 or so spears. It's a really tough spot for blue. Really, really tough spot for the blue player. If you can find a way to full wall yourself, you might have a chance, but this is tough, man. Castle Age is coming in ever so slowly for blue. He's keeping double barracks, spearman production coming, but this army is coming down on him, and it is going to be a real problem. The spears are getting cleaned up, the archers are getting cleaned up, and Sobek doesn't stand a whole lot of a chance here in game number 4. Going to bring the villagers back home. Try to hide under the TC, hope for his opponent to blunder away a couple of those scouts to TC arrow fire. Can keep pumping out spears and can keep trying to hold up this position. Say My Name seems happy to fight right under his opponent's TC. 48 vills for Say My Name, 35 now for Sobek. 4 more scouts coming for the red player. The spearmen are going to keep this somewhat close, but those scouts are now roaming to the fleshy underbelly of the eco. Sobek here is, he's cooked, man. He's cooked. Unfortunately for him, I don't really see a whole lot of silver lining. Still has a little bit of resource left if he wants to build archers. Still building out some of those. He can go to crossbowmen, of course, in the Castle Age. He can go to pikemen, maybe, if he can afford it. But he's over a barrel. He's certainly over a barrel. Scouts still roaming around, still on beefy HP. Sobek still taking damage in the back of his eco. Oh man, that big scout play is so scary for Magyars. That free +1 damage allowed the red player to do more eco damage than I think he probably should have in the early game, and he has really put a hurtin' on his opponent. He's got another 10 or 12 scouts on the way in. Sobek is holding the line now with a couple of spears, but he's going to have a lot of trouble here in a few moments. Those spears are not nearly in big enough numbers. Blue player is finally getting back to work, but he's got so many villagers that are idle, which is very understandable after this super intense raiding. Sobek will give the GG in game number 4, and Say My Name will put on an old school all-in feudal push with 5 stable scouts. Oh, sweet Jesus. 5 stables from the red player really overwhelmed the position of blue. Even when you have counters, 5 stables for Magyars with all the upgrades, all the fixins, was just way, 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 way too much there in game number 4. So let's pop out of here, guys. Let's see if the players are looking for their, looking to play their last game. They may be ready to call it. We're getting pretty late on here in the evening, but we'll see. Mayans versus Magyars went the way of the Magyars, and it was an all-in scout push from Say My Name that was able to do the job. Guys are going to launch into the 5th game, so they are ready to rock and roll here into game number 5. Sobek wants to win one for the Gipper. He's going to have Berbers, and Say My Name will have the Indians. Let's see. Thank you to Oladushek for the follow during the last game. I'll update you guys on where we're at. So it's Berbers and Indians left. It's game number 5. It is going to be 4-0 for Say My Name. Say My Name getting in a couple of close victories and then a couple of convincing ones here on Sobek. But you got to give some props to Sobek, man. I mean, I know that I would be pretty deflated losing 4 in a row, and he's ready for game number 5, and I hope he comes out swinging. That game will come at us in a couple of minutes after the spec delay. We'll rock and roll. So we've got Sobek with Berbers. We've got Say My Name with Indians. We've got a bunch of very nice donations here already, which have basically allowed Say My Name to get a new mouse. He's going to be the winner of the series. The guys will play a 5th game here, but he's already locked up the winner's prize pool, which is $60 approximately. Say My Name is locked up about 40, so he's going to be walking home, or rather, Sobek is locked up about 40, so he's going to be walking home with a pretty good consolation prize. SplitB Tuesdays, week number 3. This is the last week of this event. I'd love to hear your feedback either here or on AOE Zone or wherever you like to give feedback. Of course, this is something that does take a little time and effort from everybody involved, so if you're not loving it, we can try to design a little bit different of an event. But if you love it, I'd love to hear that feedback as well. Let's just go ahead and take this little screen capture off for a moment. I'll say thank you very much to all of you guys. Costs only, Mag Scout's also cheaper, says Vancard. I think that's the only way to beat Mayans. Tough matchup for Sobek, says Life of Tony. Reminds me of Huns. Reminds me of the games Vivi played versus Hera. Love those extended scout plays, says Pete. Game number 5 is coming our way right now. We will see Sobek as the Berbers, going to try to win one for the Gipper here in game number 5. He is taking on Say My Name as the Indians. We've seen some close games and we've seen some not so close games. Say My Name has been able to win 4 already, but Sobek is here. He's still swinging, man. Got to respect a guy who's who knows that he hasn't won the best of 5, but continues to fight because, you know, he said he had time. He said, I got time. Let's play the rest. That's really cool, man. Sobek has a channel, LOS Sobek. He is streaming, I would say, a little bit irregularly, but he's hoping to get a new graphics card soon and upgrade his stream and start streaming more. And I hope that we get to see him. We'll also see some streams from Project Belgium, who was a player who was playing in week 1 of this series. Streams from everybody, I hope. Don't know if Say My Name has streamed before, but he is playing here in the Red Trunks as the Indians. He will have a back of the map TC. He's kind of pushed up against the back of the map with nowhere really to go. Wood lines for Say My Name are pretty shit. This one on the left is pretty far, and it's pretty awkward. The one on the front is okay, but it blocks his extra gold, so hey, I don't like that either. He's got some weird hills that kind of like span through his whole base. I don't like this map. It just does not rub me the right way. Red player for now will chop wood on the front and try to find a better wood line, but he's not really going to find a good one. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Oz Morgan. Keep up the good work. Well, I'll try. It's been a fun series, man. This SplitB Tuesdays has been a really cool opportunity for me to put on like a proper event, and we've got more coming. In May, we'll have a probably an invitational. I don't know. It could either be a couple of show matches that we sponsor between your very tippity top pros, or it could be like a small tournament. I could also envision like a 1v1 tournament with like 4 to 6 players or something like that. But nonetheless, I'm hoping to host a nice event here in May. Blue player playing as the Berbers. He's the guy we're cheering for. Sobek here he's no slouch, man. I really want to see him grab a game. He's playing a guy in Say My Name who's got about 150 points on him. I believe, my recollection is Sobek was 2150 before these started, and I believe Say My Name was 2300. So it's scary, man. I mean, you're fighting uphill, and Sobek did confide in me. I can tell you now that the series is over, that he's playing with a new mouse, and he said, like, oh, my girlfriend got me this mouse. She's, I'm still adjusting to it. I'm not really feeling super confident. And unfortunately, his lack of confidence was, I don't know, I guess it was somewhat appropriate. I mean, Say My Name is he's an absolute killer. 3 vills out on wood for the Berbers player. He's maybe thinking about the scout play early on in this game. Indians player will have 3 vills on wood as well, and he might be thinking about the very same thing, but we'll see. Say My Name stamped game number 4 with kind of his signature all-in feudal type of a play. In game number 5, we'll see what his plan is. Berbers will not be so overwhelmed by scouts, I don't think, but let's see. Red player at the moment on 16 vills. He is pushing deer on his side, I guess. Yeah, pushing deer over on his side. Does have all of his sheep and is building up his economy. Should be able to go up on 19 vills, I guess. I don't know if he wants to. Blue player is coming forward, and Sobek here actually could steal some of Say My Name's sheep. Say My Name just barely getting those sheep under his TC. I don't think you get those home if you're Sobek, but at least you can be annoying, make your opponent micro. Blue player roaming around, getting an idea of how absolute shit his opponent's map is. Say My Name is really... He's really not having a great map. Berries on the front, wood on the front, awkward position. Maybe you put the barracks here and you just drop spearmen down there and you have your stable on the... I don't know. I don't know how to solve this problem, but we'll see if Say My Name does. Say My Name looks to be going over for a second wood line, or maybe some power walling. Not sure which it is yet. Yeah, it will be a wood line. Not a great spot either, but hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Red player is up on 19 vills, as we might have expected. He is going to build up his economy with the second lumber camp, and it does look like he's going to go for a stable play. I'm not quite sure. Sobek doing a little bit of walling, looming up. He's on 21 villagers, so he'll be up at actually a really nice time. Right around 8 minutes. Gotta love that. I wish I could do that, but I can't. Second lumber camp coming up for him. Should be a very nice rounded eco for the blue player, who also looks to be going scouts. I would be a bit surprised if he doesn't. 2 farms down for blue. Red player on the other side went up on 19, so no farms for him yet. Barracks coming up on top of the hill. Red player will maybe think about walling this ridge line a little later on, and if he does that, the map isn't quite so bad. You can also wall in the back hatch and push any units toward the TC. It's not a great map to defend, but he might try to defend it with aggression. Certainly going to be up first, dropping down the first stable and trying to get out across to hurt Sobek. Sobek's wood line on this right side is not great either, so, you know, it's not all gravy for him, but maybe the blue player can use a couple buildings to block toward his TC on the left side of his eco, basically leaving this the only exposed area, and Sobek already thinking about walling that in with some palisades. So, we've got a match on our hands. I don't know why, but my thing says welcome to the chat room. Nick and M, you're doing well, Killer. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you with us. Hopefully we're doing all right. Nice stream management. Video transitions and effects. Well, you know, that's big thanks to Baron UKF. We got some nice donations in the channel, and I finally, I don't know, worked up the self-confidence to get some proper graphics and give this thing a go. See if we can, I don't know, put on a proper show for people. Are we all right out there, guys, on the channel, or did we drop? It's weird. My thing says welcome to the chat room, so I lost the chat for a moment. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep rolling through it. Hopefully it's all good on your side. We do have game number 5 on our hands in a series that is, it's all fine, says Bosch. Thanks, buddy. My chat crashed, but I don't know. Twitch chat DCing all day. Oh, thank you very much, Winked. I love the new series, says Gluttony. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really like to hear it. If people like it, I like to hear it. If they don't like it, I like to hear it. I ultimately want to put on the best, most entertaining show that we can. Obviously, there's always a side mission. The side mission this event is to put some money in the pocket of some guys who are great at this game. I mean, if I had played and worked as hard as Say My Name and Sobek, I would feel like, I don't know. I feel like throwing some money to guys who have worked this hard, that's all. Say My Name is trying to be the aggressor with his first couple scouts on the front, but of course Sobek gets a poke in with that spear. Continued walling for the blue player. He will eventually close in his whole map. So blue is not in such a bad spot in this game, but no pressure has come in against Say My Name's map yet. Say My Name has dropped down a stable, and he's done some pretty intensive walling, and he's mostly gotten the job done. The right side is still wide open, but hey man, you gotta feel pretty good if you're in Say My Name's spot. He decided to go up a bit early, 19 villager up scout play, not uncommon for Indians. He decided to try to be the aggressor, and he's just trying to keep track, I think, of Sobek's army. I don't think he's really trying to land any damage, but he's trying to keep track here of where his opponent's at. Sobek's doing actually a decent job to hide the scouts a bit. He's guarding this upper hatch so he can get that walled in with the villager. But both guys are pretty defensively playing this match. I mean, even though Say My Name is forward, he's not really playing offense. He's just keeping an eye on his opponent, I think. I like it. Maybe a 2v2 show match at some point in the future between less known players, best of 3. That could be fun. That could be really fun. That could be a lot of fun. 2v2 show matches, best of 3. I like that idea. The thing that's tough about best of 3 is that the event can be over in 2 games. But I suppose best of 5, it can be over in 3, so it's not that huge of a difference. Yeah, it's a good idea. The other thing that's tough with 2v2 is I would want to up the stakes a little bit because, of course, players have to split the prize. So, yeah, I like it, though. Maybe we can work with that. That's a good suggestion. Say my name, grab and wheelbarrow. Indians economy should be firing on all cylinders. 4 villagers working their way over to gold. Indians player has not upgraded his scouts, and neither has Sobek. Both guys are basically using those scouts to keep their opponent at punching distance. Walls coming up on both sides. Both guys playing this one a bit defensively. Sobek will have a couple more vills, but that's because his opponent went for wheelbarrow already. Say My Name is going to be hard to keep up with if he can wall in this map. Playing as the Indians, of course, you know, Indians have that villager cost bonus, which makes them really hard to keep up with. I mean, you can essentially drop 3-4 TCs, and how does your opponent keep up? It's very difficult, so, you know, it's a little tough for Sobek in that way. But the Berbers villagers, well, the Berbers in general are no slouch either. Cheaper stable units, villagers move faster. Pretty badass little upgrade there. And of course you have the Camel Archer, which is a pretty scary unit if you think about Indians not being able to go. Well, Indians, if you're going into camels, for instance, I don't really want to fight Camel Archers with camels. Maybe Imperial Camels. Anyway, blue player is here to make a little bit of a push, but Say My Name will be ready, I think, with enough to defend this. Wheelbarrow coming for Sobek as we speak. His resource count is getting up to a sizable number. He'll click up soon. Say My Name, maybe not very surprisingly, will click up a little bit sooner. Maybe Sobek built one more scout, and that's the difference in the Castle Age time. Not quite sure. Red player, though, is chasing this away for now. A couple of spears coming from Sobek. He's going to try to make something out of nothing here, but he will click up in a moment, and I think we're going to reset into the next frame. I don't know that blue can get too much damage in, but he's going to give it a try. Best of 5? I meant best of 21 in one day. Ooh, best of 21. Now we're talking. 5 games for me, if I'm on my own trying to cast these, it is a bit challenging on a weekday. But if we aim for a weekend, best of 21, man, fuck yes, that would be amazing. Blue player's getting in some good pokes with his spears, and those red scouts are, well, they're not exactly able to keep up with this army. It's a little bit of Benny Hill running around. I got to get the Benny Hill drop. Say My Name right now is just running in circles, chasing after Sobek, and it's a little bit of an awkward one for him. I don't have Benny Hill. You guys probably don't know what that is because you're probably not 100 years old like me, but I do have the Viper.
It's my love story, baby, just say yes.
The Viper singing. He's actually got a wonderful voice. A couple more pokes in on those red scouts, and for now, Sobek is kept at a distance, mostly from the damage here. He will focus down a spear, but this is a decent fight for Sobek. He's going to be up against Bloodlines and Scale Barding Armor, and Castle Age is coming in soon from Say My Name. So although Sobek maybe gets a little bit better of this engagement, he really doesn't have much opportunity for damage. I mean, Say My Name can make 1 camel, and Sobek can't really say anything to 1 camel. TC coming down for Say My Name. I don't know if he's going to go into continued camel production, but he certainly has a lot of gold. A lot of gold eco. Sobek hits the Castle Age back on his side. He is going to go into double ranges, and it will be double range archers for the Berbers player. He'll drop a TC down on the back of his economy, and he'll drop another TC on the front of his eco, and those archers will soon be crossbowmen with bodkin arrow. And Sobek, after an initial scout play, has gotten his opponent to go into camels, and guess what? Those camels they're not really going to find great trades if the crossbow numbers can get up to a high enough amount. Indians' camels are pretty beefy. Look at this. 3 scouts dying almost immediately. 3 low HP scouts. But those camels, they really aren't prepared for this. +2 defense because you're Indians, I suppose, and you've got the +1 defense upgrade. But, I mean, they're going to die in a couple of bursts of arrow fire from the crossbows. They're not going to get good trades. And those camels from Say My Name, well, he's built 3 or 4, and he kind of got a little jebaited, and he's going chain barding armor as we speak. Looks like he wants to keep down the camel line. We'll have 3 TCs. And I don't know, I mean, I've seen Doubt play games with Indians where he does not get good trades all in the mid-game, but he keeps his economy from getting harassed. And sometimes as Indians with those cheaper vills, that is enough to get you ahead. I think we were watching Doubt versus Jordan in a show match series. Doubt as the Indians, if I remember right, was just throwing good money after bad, as they say. Just units dying left and right, but at the end of the day, he was able to boom without any problems behind it. However, this is a whole different game. Sobek is out onto stone. He might be thinking about camel archers. At least a castle drop to protect the front of this eco. Even if you don't ultimately want to build a ton of camel archers, just just protect your eco. Now, he does need to find a way to protect some stone. Does have 2 gold piles safe behind his walls, and the blue player is building up a good number of crossbowmen. Those units are going to start rolling out, +2/+1 on those. And man, oh man, say my name, +1, or rather +3 defense on his camels. Not exactly the best position for him. He's holding this hill in defense. He's got more mobility. I don't really know if he can fight this army. 1 camel out for Sobek in front, and we'll see. Sobek not patrolling. He gets in pretty deep against Say My Name, but he still has the better army in this particular matchup. So Say My Name is going to get out of dodge. Sobek is walled in. Camels are not really scaring him too much behind these walls. He's starting to push out with those crossbows, but ooh, a mangonel is lurking for Say My Name, and the first shot rolls in, and it actually does hit this group pretty nicely. 1 dead crossbow, but a couple others hurt, and Sobek will go back for now. Who doesn't know Benny Hill, says Winked. Well, I figured not many. Only killer A can kill Killer B, says Twink. Hey, Twink. Hey, buddy. Glad to see you're streaming a bit, Twink. I get updates on my email, like, oh, Twink is live right now. Unfortunately, I'm usually at work, but it's so cool to see you up on your game, man. I want to say that I was one of the first followers of the channel. It feels good. Monastery and Stable coming for the blue player. Going to use camels to keep camels at a distance. It is 3 TCs for both guys, and Sobek is actually booming up a little bit better than Say My Name. Say My Name losing a Vil, I think, on this wood line and being harassed a little bit. But ultimately, both guys are happy to be booming up behind their walls. Blue player doing a good job with that last remaining scout to keep an eye on what his opponent is up to. I really never do this myself. It's a really great habit, keeping that scout moving around the map. Will eventually die to arrow fire, but at least you can tell how many TCs your opponent is working with and figure a little bit out. Maybe sometimes you get to snipe a monk. In this case, we will see, Say My Name on 62 Vils, Sobek on 69. Berber's player is going camels, full of crossbows. Will have a couple monks of his own and may be able to grab some relics as well. University coming down for the blue player, maybe thinking about ballistics later. At least right now he's playing so defensively. I don't know if he wants ballistics yet. But Sobek's ready for a castle drop. He's going to drop it right kind of where we might have expected it. Going to protect the front of that economy. And so far, it's been a really nice 5th game here of the day. These guys have played 4 really nice matches. 2 of them, I think, were very, very close. And they were really interesting games that I want to go back and study because they were games where it looked like Sobek was running away with it, and Say My Name was able to pull a little judo in the late game and throw his opponent off balance and get some wins. And if you can't go back and learn from those games, I don't think you're ever going to be great at this game. I don't think I'm ever going to be great anyway, but you know what I mean. Anyway, handcart coming for Say My Name. He's beefing up that eco back at home, but it is 78 villagers for Sobek. Sobek is adding in camel archers as we speak, and Say My Name is going to roll into a castle here, and he's going to have to roll out a couple camels less than he had when he started. Blue player's camels are not upgraded. Well, not really upgraded. Not really upgraded. But they are trying to roam in, see if they can keep an eye on things. Castle drop is coming for the red player, Say My Name, and he's got 1 mangonel, and Sobek saw that mango. He's going to try to blitz that hill and grab down the mangonel with his camels, which I think he will get done, and this is a little bit of an awkward spot for Say My Name. Say My Name will lose the mango, but he's got another one sneaking in. Sobek sees it. Sobek mostly avoids the damage and kills that second mango. He's also going to kill more of this army. The castle for now looks like it will go up, but it's going up awfully slowly with just 5 villagers. Say My Name could be in trouble. If this castle gets denied, Sobek needs to climb the hill or he needs to get out of dodge, and he's going to get out of dodge. I was getting excited about the possibility of him denying that castle. Oh my lord, that would have been a really huge moment. But, hey, you know, he got a couple mangonels. It was still a very nice bit of trading from Sobek. We will see Say My Name clicking up to Imp first, and we will see if he can sustain as the game goes on. Are we going to see Elephant Archers? Well, that would be fun. We are going to see Elephant Archers. Oh, baby. Oh, man. It's game number 5. I think the players, they don't look tired, but I'm tired. And, man, oh, man, Elephant Archers are really raising my spirits. Sobek will click up soon. He will have a couple of camel archers coming along with this group. He's going to have to avoid a big mango shot here. Nice little early split. Brief pause in the game. We'll see how this one shapes up in a moment. Sobek's position is still really, really good. He's got 36 military. If he can snipe down this Treb, Say My Name doesn't have a lot to stop him. He's gonna, or this mangonel, he's gonna have to keep trying to knock down these crossbows with mangoes, and he's gonna maybe lose a little of his eco if he can't do that quickly. Come on, Sobek. Indeed, that was close, says Nim. Old as fuck people like me, Killer B, know who Benny Hill is. Let's see. Where is Benny Hill and how high is it? Well, we got a brief pause in the game. Players taking a little bit of a pause. We are seeing those camel archers rolling out in bigger and scarier numbers as we move along here. Castle drop coming from Sobek. That is his second castle, and he is going to try to take a win from Say My Name. Say My Name is trying to get out with a mangonel to do some damage here. He doesn't have a villager nearby, so he's going to lose that mango, and he's going to lose it for free. Second mango gets in a pretty good shot. That group of crossbows are going to be bolstered, really bolstered by a couple of camels here. Red player is maybe going to get jebaited into losing his mangonel, and it looks like Sobek will not only get that mangonel, he'll get it for free. Got to get out of dodge before the monk conversions come in, but the blue player getting some really great trades, and Sobek has come with the pain here in game number 5. He's knocking on the front door of this economy. If you are playing in the red trunks, you have some problems to solve here. You're on the way to imp, you're trying to get fletched up, you're trying to hold the line with mangonels, you have elephant archers coming. But man, your eco is ugly. You got 9 villagers behind your opponent, and you got 23 idols. So a brief pause from the players. We are seeing camel archers rolling out for blue. He is eventually going to have to run away from this. He will identify the elephant archer transition, though, from Say My Name. And it looks like for now Sobek is ready to get out. Oh, will he get another mango? Will he get another mango? Mangoes are going for really cheap out in the supermarket today. Another mangonel down for Say My Name. A little bit of inefficient trades, I would say, for him. And here come the camel archers. Camel archers rolling in the other side. Say My Name's mangonel here could get blitzed. Looks like Sobek will eventually blitz the mango, and he will, split it right in the last moment. The old banana split move, and he's rolling into the back of this eco. And how do you chase camel archers with elephant archers? Sounds like a joke. 2 elephant archers walk into a bar, and they say, have you guys seen camel archers? Well, you just missed them. All right, that's all I got. Anyway, blue player still roaming around. Needs to not get trapped here. He can run under the TC if he wants, but he can't really fight this, I don't think. Elephant archers and camels coming. Don't know if he's really going to get great trades. Does knock down a couple of camels. Crossbowmen on the other side are poking in. Sobek hits the Imperial Age, and he is doing damage on that right side. Camel archers are still up on the hill, and I was wrong. The elephant archers are going back. They do take a lot of damage, of course, from the camel archers, especially with the hill bonus. Bracer and chemistry coming for Sobek. Gonna keep beefing up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Gonna keep adding in camel archers and expanding out his economy. Castles are coming all across the side of the map, and Sobek is really fixed on trying to win this 5th game. Sobek doing some good damage now, says Nim. I agree. I agree, Craves. Come on, Sobek. Let's do this, buddy. Sobek has killed so many mangonel. It's an expensive investment from Say My Name. The villager counts are starting to get similar. Elite Camel Archer, though, from Sobek is going to help a ton. Elephant Archers for the Indian player can be a very good defensive unit, but he needs to find a way to defend his eco. He's going to do so with a castle. For now, it is not going to be any more mangoes. Those didn't work to start with, so he's not going to keep pushing down that road. But he still can't really clean up this first group of camel archers. They're still roaming around. They still have free reign on the back of this eco. Blue player is harassing on all sides, and Sobek behind this is dropping castle after castle. He's got 2 castles down already. 3rd one is now coming up, and I believe he will have a 4th somewhat soon. Blue player still harassing everywhere. Say My Name for now is just trying to drop castles inside of his eco and defend himself. There's still crossbows waiting in the wings on the right side. The camel archers in the back of this economy still have not been cleaned up. And the camel archers on the left side have not been cleaned up. And there's a lot of problems for Say My Name to try to solve. Camel archers get a bonus against the elephant archers because they're classified as cavalry archers. Yep. Makes sense to me. Camel archers are awfully beefy here. You know, elephant archers with a ton of HP, in theory, should stack up okay, but for now, elite elephant archer on the way for Say My Name does have +3 damage, but does not have any upgrades other than that. Does not have the defense upgrades, I suppose. Say My Name as the Indians, going for the elephant archer play. Going elite elephant archer, but he's in trouble, man. Economy is getting stepped all over by camels, and they're probably pooping everywhere and spitting everywhere too. But that's beside the point. Trebs start to roll in for the blue player. He will start to try to make a push here. And Sobek has made some big pushes in these games. He really has played nicely, I think, versus Say My Name. This one, he's got to pull home. He's got to pull home for his own, I don't know, for his own satisfaction and confidence. I feel like, I hope he can grab this one. Camel archers are pretty dang nasty, and they continue to roll around wherever they want inside this economy. Idling farms, idling wood lines, idling villagers, Trebs coming up. Those Trebs can continue to roll out for Sobek. He's ready for another castle or two, I suppose. Wherever he wants, whenever he wants, he can drop more castles. For now, the crossbows on the right side are still alive. There's one Banganel hanging in defense for Say My Name, but if Sobek wants to get active there, he can. And the camel archers in the back of the eco are also still alive. So if you're Sobek here, not only are you knocking on the front door with an army that does not look like it's going to be pushed by Say My Name, you're also hanging out in the back of this eco, just annoying, grabbing a Vil from time to time. You're also pushing in on the other side, and man, Say My Name looks pretty GG here. It looks pretty damn GG. Couple Trebs rolling in from the blue player. Let's see if he can continue to push this position. Say My Name is going thumb ring, but there's a flag up inside of the siege workshop, and it is battering rams, interestingly. It looks like he wants to push back and grab the Trebs and grab some castles. But man, I don't know if rams are his solution out of it. Oh, well, there probably isn't a solution out of this situation, but let's see. Life of Tony is dropping the T90 Rect. Do it for the Western Hemisphere Sobek. Camel Archers get a bonus. Yeah, indeed. This game is starting to get out of hand for the red player. He's going to try to make one push here with Capped Ram to try to knock down the Trebs and slow his opponent's roll. Elephant Archer production continues, but Camel Archers hanging out around these Trebs make it a pretty tough position for red to push. Crossbows in the back of the economy here of Say My Name are eventually going to get cleaned up, but you better believe they paid off. Those crossbows were alive since the Castle Age harassing Vils. These Camel Archers from Sobek are just going to get now back into action, and they may just head toward this TC and kind of stand ground for a while. Just too much damage on all sides of the eco here. A really nice game from the blue player, coming back here to try to win game number 5. Just for pride. Just for pride. Say My Name with no armor on the Ellies. Yeah, he hasn't gone for the armor. It's been a long time since he's been making Elephant Archers. Parthian Tactics coming. Okay. +1 defense coming. Okay. Continued Elite Elephant Archer coming. We'll see if he can come down off of this hill with the Rams. Capped Rams ready to make a push. Camel Archers are doing a good bit of damage. Elephant Archers should be able to kill a few of those Camel Archers while they focus down the Rams. Blue player is going to use a Ram of his own to block this, which is nice, but he may still lose both of the Trebs. Capped Rams rolling into the back here are going to kill at least one Treb, I think. Yeah, one Treb will go down. Elephant Archer still hanging on the hill, putting down some damage. Say My Name's castles are still up. 111 Vils for Sobek, but 50 military is the number that really matters. He's still roaming with a couple of units in the back of his opponent's eco. The red player here does not have a lot of influence on the map. He's only really turtled up in one little place, and that little place seems to be getting littler and littler. But, you know, we'll see. For now, the Trebs have yet to knock down one of these very important castles in the front. Capped Ram added in from the blue player. I love that decision. Light Cav coming, Chain Barding Armor coming. Say My Name will go for conscription, get those Camel or Elephant Archers out faster. Still no real unit transition from Say My Name. He seems to be all in for Elephant Archer production with some Rams to go along with it. So those elite Elephant Archers are still rolling out. The red player does have a third castle up in the north, also making Elephant Archers, and he's just trying to hold this hill, but I don't know if he can do it. Capped Rams rolling up that hill. You can see how many Camel Archers are camping at the bottom. 3 Trebs picking away at this castle, and no stone left in the bank for Say My Name. He's going to lose that castle for sure, and he may lose this whole position. Sobek on the other side is still mining away gold with 28 Vils. He has a ton of map control, so he, in theory, should be mining all of the extra gold piles on the map. So even relatively inefficient trades can still be good for you in this situation if you're the blue player. Pop cap-wise, yeah, Sobek's getting a lot closer to pop cap than his opponent is. But, you know, Say My Name is yet to call GG. He's yet to lose his last castle on this hill, and he's still giving it everything he's got. Putting on a show for us today. Say My Name and Sobek. SplitB Tuesdays, week number 3. It's been a really fun series for me. I think people have enjoyed it, but love to hear your feedback on this, guys. So feel free to hit me up in a private message or on AOE Zone or on Reddit. It's hard in the Twitch chat because I can't always read it in time, but I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this whole series. I had a bunch of fun, and I'm really glad to see Sobek here winning one for the Gipper. Seems to be pushing in a way that is insurmountable. The red player is still trying to expand out, drop more siege workshops, but he's really losing a lot of ground. Still has a little bit of gold to work with, is going to try to cannon his way out of this thing. But it's a precarious situation to say the least. Red player dropping a TC on the right side. He will have a safe-ish wood economy over there for now, but his main economy, all of his farms, and even his main gold are in absolute jeopardy. Why not Skirms versus Berbers? Thank you, Craves, for the biddies. We will give those to the players. Share that with the players in the next event. Yeah, I think that Say My Name here was just thinking maybe I'm up in the 5th game. Let's do something really cool. I'm just going to make a crap load of elephant archers, and probably would have worked against me. It's difficult versus the camel archers. He's still losing ground. Skirmishers certainly would have helped his cause, I think. Stable's coming for the blue player. Sobek is going to put his stamp on this one. He is absolutely rolling all over the economy of Say My Name. He's actually going to walk in and take this back gold pile from his opponent just because. Just because I can. Red player is losing more and more ground. He's on 103 vills. Still a formidable economy, but no real opportunity in sight to push back against this. Behind those trebs are now a couple of cannons, and this castle's going to drop really fast. And when it does, those immobile elephant archers will not have anywhere to come from. That's the last castle from the red player. So if Say My Name doesn't have a follow-up to this, which I don't think he does, he's certainly GG at this point. Very nice 5th game from Sobek. Got in with the Berbers, very strong Civ, was able to hold his opponent off, wall himself in the early game, come back out in the mid game with crossbows. That seemed to surprise Say My Name. Say My Name built quite a few camels, and they were basically hard countered by the crossbows. Very good match from those guys. I do want to jump out before they take off and tell them GG's. That was a lot of fun to watch. Sobek and Say My Name putting on a show. And let's add in the 1 point here for our buddy Sobek. Sobek does have a stream. You can check him out, hopefully, very often and early. LOS Sobek is his name. Very strong player. He ran up against a buzzsaw today and Say My Name, but that does not take away from what he can do in the game. I mean, Jesus, man, I've been playing this game for a while, and I have no idea how players can get to be as good as these guys. Just a ridiculous amount of practice and a whole lot of fun to watch. This has been a really cool event for me, and I'm really glad that you guys were here hanging out and enjoying it with me. We'll add in our couple of donations here at the end. Thanks to Craves. Why no Skirms versus the Berbers? Yeah, I would agree there. This is what the final little tally will look like for SplitB Tuesdays. Sorry. Got to look over here at the screen capture. We did raise some nice money for the 2 players, and we will get 40 bucks over to Sobek to put toward his graphics card. Yeah, that'll pay for about 15, maybe 20% of it. And on the other side, Say My Name will be able to grab a new mouse. He wanted to get a G102 Prodigy. It's not an expensive mouse, but he can get an even better one if he wants to. That was a blast. Really great to see these 2 players going at it. They really put on a show for us, and that was the whole idea of this competition. Like, I have a channel, but I don't really have any talent. Let's get some guys with some smoking talent to come in here and put on a show. Thanks to all who are watching, says Say My Name, and great games, Say My Name, says Sobek. And I'm just going to say on behalf of all the viewers, just going to say to these guys, great game, and I hope that they will send over their information right away so I can get a little bit of money into their pocket. It was a whole lot of fun for me. Holy cow, man. We did it. We did it. A 3-week, midweek event. It is a bit of a bruising thing, but we saw some great games, and why not play a few drops here?
Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. Other day.
Oh, snap. It will end 4 games to none for Say My Name. I couldn't find a good Sobek drop, but this is the best I could do. I don't know why, but I love drops. I think they're very hacky. I guess that's why I love them so much. Okay, guys, we made it to the end here. Very wonderful set of matches. I'm really glad that we were able to make this thing happen. Big thanks to Scarface, who was one of the big donors who basically allowed me to guarantee good money for these guys. I didn't want to have this competition and then give people $10. You guys were really generous, so you never know, though, what the support's going to be like. Every single set of matches, we've raised about $100 for the players, maybe a bit more in this one. We will see these guys later. Thanks for the donation, says Sobek. Thanks for watching to everybody. VNA, Say My Name, throwing a little love to you guys as well. And yeah, Sobek is off to study. Say My Name is off to, I don't know, it's probably pretty late for Say My Name. He might be off to bed. Big thanks to Say My Name and Sobek. They put on a great show there. So I think it's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. Let's throw a little bit of love over to a buddy of ours. We'll throw a little host over. I want $10, says Life of Tony. Okay, what do you want that for, Mr. Tony? Was a nice series, says Kualala. Gluttony AOC says thank you to Scarface, indeed. Let's see. Say My Name putting on a great show. GG's all in the chat. LOL. The Bale Onkos on the Elephant Archers. Yeah, the Elephant Archers there were pretty crazy. Jimmy, thanks, man, for hanging out. Good to see you in the stream. Ridiculous donations from Jimmy Mueller. Awesome to listen to the stream while you're at work. Hey, man, glad to put on a little bit of a show for you. It's been fun, guys. I'll be back on Thursday with a little bit more casting, I think. And then you can always catch me on Saturday morning, Breakfast at Killer Bees, playing a little bit of 1v1 matches, trying to learn how to get better at this game. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Thanks for the love. Appreciate it very much, Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't even love Age of Empires yet. He's just a real-life friend of mine, so we're going to have to get him addicted to the game. But nonetheless, guys, that is gonna be all for me. Let's just go ahead and put it on the credits. Let's roll the credits and we'll get out of here. I feel so accomplished. I feel so accomplished. Donors from Jimmy and Scarface. Got some nice cheers from Tony, Craves, and Gloken. Moderators hanging out, Gio and Nim. Lots of followers coming in. I appreciate that, guys. And a couple of subs from Tato and Jimmy. All right, guys. That is all for me. Give some love to Nilly from me, and I'll catch you, I hope, on Thursday, 17 GMT. See you soon. Much love. Bye.